with. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, obviously. Steve Mitchell.
No, come on, let's get my name right from now on. That novelty's worn off.
What is it? Is it
Steve Merchant?
Oh, yeah, that's the wrong one, isn't it, Mitchell?
The Guardian got it wrong. It's Steve Merchant.
And the more I say Mitchell, the more people are thinking
Exactly, it might be Mitchell.
Oh, God, sorry, Dave. But Karl wanted to start off with the Stereophonics.
Oh, loser.
Because it was a newer track. And Karl now, we've made him what he is. He was nothing when we found him.
He was like work experience.
And now he's going, oh, we should start off with the Stereophonics. I'm going,
trying to tell you what to do, Ricky.
If I want anyone's opinion, I don't. Basically.
But he'd probably come to me, I imagine, wouldn't he? I'd be the first person.
Before Karl, yeah. I'd consult you, Steve.
Thank you.
Just keep it, just because he was in a, what was it, Pilkington making music. Pilkington making, I bet you never pleased a crowd once.
Did. Loads of times.
Go on then, what did you play? What's your biggest gig you ever played?
I did, like a social club gig.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just about the music either. I used to
What else could it be about?
I used to take prizes and cigars and stuff.
In a youth club?
To give away.
I just love these, like, 14-year-old manx hanging out going, let's go down here, you might have some fags and cigars for us.
Well, it was whatever, like, was on my mum and dad's dressing table.
That could have been embarrassing, couldn't it?
That could have been deeply embarrassing.
Oh, yeah. Oh. You've won.
And third prize, some handcuffs.
And a black mamba. I'm not saying that at any point in your upbringing, your parents left around any kind of marital aid on the dressing table. Don't think I'm saying that, Karl. I'm not suggesting. Like, he doesn't like this, does he?
Well, I can understand why.
Oh yeah, because it's about his...
It's about his parents having sex.
Well, they must have.
Yeah,
at least 3 times.
I think I was an accident.
I think you were as well, Karl. I think it's been ongoing.
Just because me brother and sister are quite older than me.
Yeah, me too. I was an accident. I know that. Yeah. How old's your brother and sister?
I think my sister's about 39.
Right.
And my brother's about 37.
Okay. And you're 29?
I'm like 29.
Right, so, yeah, my next one's 11 years older than me.
Yeah.
That was definitely a...
Do you want to have a hug, you two, or...?
Yeah, yeah.
You're dealing with it now, you got over it?
Well, would you like to see us have a hug, or...? You had a mobile disco as well,
You're having a laugh, aren't you? Every single gig I did, it's dynamite. The people loved it. It was storming.
What was it called?
I ran it from about the age of 14 to 18.
What was it called? Was it called in
the name of our mobile disco?
Yeah.
It had 2 names in its lifetime.
Yeah.
It started its life as... Bear with it.
Go on.
The rock and roll DJs.
Oh my god. The rock and roll DJs, that's the worst. I mean, that's the worst.
Yeah. That's the most appalling. But then it became pretty bad after that, when it became the Fantasy Island Roadshow.
Why?
I don't know.
Because everyone up to you looked like Tattoo?
Partly that, and because I liked the programme Fantasy Island.
Why did you like the programme Fantasy Island?
Well, it was about love on an island.
It wasn't. It was about a midget on an island.
No, the midget was a minor character. It was about people going to find love and romance. You obviously switched off once the midget had gone off and said, there's the plane. Oh, that's that then. Your parents went, that's over then. It's only 5 minutes long. Yeah, well, it's...
Let's watch that fantasy midget.
Yeah.
What happened then? Because didn't they acted out their fantasies on an island?
Well, people would pay to go to the island, to live out their own romantic fantasies, and invariably that's what
was it always romantic? It was always about getting off
it was a kind of love island, yeah.
Was it?
Well, no, not always. Sometimes they might be...
Maybe I didn't watch the whole one. Maybe I did just see him, like, smacking a little tattoo round the head.
I think you just saw the trailer.
Oh, really? But, so what did they sort of go? I've always wanted to have someone in...
Well, no, it might be something like, you know, I've always wanted to sort of, you know, live out, being a gunslinger in a Wild West frontier town, you know, so you might kind of create that fantasy.
But what's that got to do with
Well,
love?
He invariably would find love, or he'd sort out some emotional problem he had. It was much more a spiritual, emotional journey than it was about little midgets running around.
But was it like, oh, I'd like to be a cowboy, and, like, Remember the Shag?
Yeah, it was like Jim will fix it. Like those letters you wrote to Jim will fix it. I'd like to meet 5 Star, and if something happens, so be it.
Well,
but no, I have to just say once though, this is my DJing credentials. I was once playing, music at a Scout Jamboree.
Yeah.
When I was about 16, 17. Big gig. There was 1,000 scouts there.
Yeah.
Right, and I'll tell you this, we were playing on stuff, they were loving it, they were dancing, it was in a big marquee, right? I slapped on Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah.
Right?
They went mad.
They went mad for it, they were moshing, they were climbing up the poles, the organisers were going, switch that off, right? They're going crazy, and I was there going, no, that's what they like, I'm gonna do it.
It was like Footloose.
It was unbelievable, it was just like Footloose. Then I came in with Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name of, the place went wild, and they were trying to get me off the decks, it was like Bill Grundy interviewing the Sex Pistols.
And then when the head of the NBA had you killed,
Exactly.
like, there was some sort of mafia thing, and it was all hushed up, that the scouts went there one night with all candles, and they stood by a grave, and that was the end of the film. It was a film, I assume.
No, this genuinely happened.
I assume this didn't really happen.
Yes, it did. I swear to God, I was playing Smells Like Teen Spirit, and it went wild, and the organisers were going, switch that off, they're going crazy, and I was going, no, it's what they want.
Could I say something?
It was brilliant.
That, to me, I've known you for about 4 years,
Yeah.
and I've heard all those things. That must be the highlight of your life.
Unbelievably so, yeah.
You've never had anything that good or exciting since, have you?
One day I hope to sleep with a lady, and hopefully it'll slide into second place.
Rock the Casbah.
I love the fact you had at least 3 minutes to get that right.
I know.
Prepare and get that right.
I know, but my mouth was full of Maryland cookies. Yeah. You know, last week, this would blow your mind. He came in, do you know what he bought? For himself, about 10 penguins. Who buys penguins still?
I know. Or wagon wheels.
Oh, I've never liked wagon wheels.
Have you not been a fan?
No, but I'm sorry about that. It's The Clash and Rock the Casbah. Talking about records, have I told you that time my brother-in-law, he was moving out of his place, and I think moving in with my sister, and I was about, like, I don't know, 13, and so he was about, 30, and I moved in, and he brought round all, his records when he was storage to leave them at our house. Right, and he had all these old sort of records, 50s and 60s records, no, I was right, and they, put them upstairs, and I was looking through them, and, it's just all like Elvis stuff and Beatles stuff, and there was a mate of mine who loved Elvis, okay, and he had, loads of chemicals, yeah, he had loads of chemicals, and I was into chemistry, and, he said, let's swap me some chemicals for them, so I sort of nicked about 5 Elvis singles, and I got all these chemicals, and then, just guilt.
What sort of chemicals?
Just things like, you know, just things like from a chemistry set, just, you know, crystals and metals and manganese, all that sort of stuff that I just like to muck around with. And then the guilt just hit me. I just thought, well, he's gonna notice that. And one night, I just came downstairs and I confessed to my mum. And she went, alright, well, I won't tell him, but you've got to be good. And it's sort of like I was just really, really good for a year. And then have I told you this? And
No, you haven't. You've just reminded me of something.
And then I remember, when I was about 18, my brother was talking about it, and he said, did you ever, play those records I left for you?
Brilliant.
He told my mum, he said, these are for Ricky. She just didn't tell me.
She was sharp, wasn't she?
She used opportunism there.
Oh, that's genius.
And, that was it. That's why I was good.
But you've never stolen anything since, have you?
No, I don't.
Except that spate of shoplifting after that to teach your mum a lesson.
yeah. Well, I went round, and arson. No, I did. I just couldn't believe it. It was terrible.
I remember, I think all kids go through a phase of shoplifting.
Well.
And when I was going through it, I used to just little things, just like magic markers and, magazines, Mars bars, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And
cigars and dildos.
And one day, right?
Same thing.
My mate, Anthony, his mum called up my mum and said, I've got to meet up with you. I've got to have a word with you. And, she said, what about? She said, I don't want to talk about it over the phone. So she goes, oh, right. Well, yeah, come round tonight then. So anyway, my mum sees me. She don't want to be in an awkward position and, like, be a bit embarrassed and what have you. So she sees me and she goes, right, Anthony's mum's coming round. What have you been doing?
Yeah.
So I go, oh, God. I said, I've been nicking stuff. So she goes, like, what? So, not big stuff. I've had a few calculators and, Mars bars and stuff.
How many? I'll just work it out. Hold on. Works out at 7.2 per day.
So,
how many calculators do you need?
So it was when that phase.
You failed maths, didn't you?
Everyone wanted a calculator. It was like a trendy thing, wasn't it?
Right.
Oh, yeah. In Manchester a couple of years ago, yeah.
So, anyway, I told her all this and I confessed to, like...
Computers will make it there one day.
I confessed to...
There's magic in the back of battery. Go on.
Confessed to nicking all this stuff. She comes round, she only wanted to borrow some money.
Brilliant.
She said, oh, I don't like asking. I was a bit embarrassed to ask you over the phone, but can I borrow 20 quid?
Oh, that's fantastic.
And there's me.
That's great.
And it's similar sort of thing to yours.
And did you...
And he went, hold on, Mum, let's just work out the interest on that. I banked 10%. She'll owe you £4.40. Oh,
so your mum was a loan shark.
yeah.
And did she mention?
She
that
went,
you did Nicky stuff with that other? Because what I'm saying is, presumably you got your mate in trouble.
No.
Right, you didn't.
No.
She went, no worries, I'll just go and get my purse. It's on the dressing table.
Exactly. Yeah.
Carl,
do you want a cigar?
what other things did you used to give away at your disco then that you'd find on the dressing table? You used to go into your parents' room and go, what can I give away tonight?
It was stuff like cigars. My dad liked cigars.
Yeah.
I had a pair of tights.
What do you mean?
Unopened. You know, you get them in like a long...
Who did you give that to?
Just whoever did the prize. It was stuff like, you know, we did like a little raffle.
Just imagine Carl going, this is for a pair
Who's
of
going joyriding this
Pretty
week?
Polly, sheer. Exactly.
Yeah, who's doing a bank job this week?
Exactly, that's what it was used for, yeah.
Just little bits, you know, unopened makeup, just stuff like that.
And did their parents not notice?
No, because it's stuff that you're not that bothered about. If a telly went missing, they'd notice it.
They would, wouldn't they? They'd be staring at a wall for 3 days.
But a pair of tights and a cigar and that, got away with it.
Yeah.
But it's funny as well, because like, you had 2 names, I just, like, remembered. I started off as, Dazzling Darren's Disco, just because the first lights I could afford belonged to someone who had their name put in lights.
Right.
So I went along with that name for a bit.
Pretend you were called Darren.
That's lovely.
That's great.
Is it worth it?
Brilliant.
And then it went on to Pilkins making music.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's great.
Anyway, should we have some more music? 'Cause,
Yeah,
we've
go
been
on.
waiting for hours.
What are you going to play, Carl?
We've got the Cooper Temple Claws
Oh,
lined up.
brilliant.
Yes, Steve Merchant here.
Merchant.
Steve Merchant.
Yeah. Okay, don't keep saying it.
And Carl, obviously, yeah. Stop fiddling, Carl.
We've been digging around in Carl's office, haven't we?
As ever, Rick.
He's a little bit nervous about this.
Well,
But he doesn't need to be.
I don't think he is.
You just need to
because-
trust us, Carl. Just trust us. Trust us with the music. Trust us with the speech output. Trust us with That's easy for me to say. Yeah.
But I'm conscious, Rick, that sometimes perhaps we're a little ill-prepared on the show. And I just wanted to make sure that we were sort of keeping ourselves abreast of developments, changes at the station, policy.
You said breast.
Thanks. You know, policies particularly, and I was lucky enough just to stumble across this, and I feel that actually a couple of weeks back we were a little ill-prepared, because we hadn't read this.
Yeah.
This is the XFM, information. It's the guidelines, if you will.
Sure.
On how to react to deaths, disasters, and other news emergencies.
Yeah, and there's very important ones, like a royal death, there's like, you know...
Well, there's certain criteria. I mean, obviously... the general guidelines state that occasionally something will happen in the world that prompts XFM to break away from the normal programming and react to our audience's feelings of shock or grief. As broadcasters, we have a duty to think
They're
carefully
not talking about our show there, are they? They're talking about something happening
No,
there.
all shows.
I mean, no, like people being caused grief, just Carl's on the air.
Right.
You mean like, you know...
I mean a bigger event.
A royal dying.
A royal dying or some kind of, you know, major disaster.
Sure.
We should be able to tailor our output to show that we feel the same way as the audience in these times of trouble.
No, definitely.
That would never involve the station shutting down completely, Rick.
No.
I want to reassure you of that now. And it would never involve playing classical music or stopping all speech content.
Sure. Because they put that in there because a lot of stations, that's exactly what they do.
Exactly.
But, XFM have deemed it, that we don't have to go completely down the line there. We have to do it in our own little way. Go
People
on.
need company at times like this.
Yeah.
And should be able to look to us for both factual information and emotional reaction.
Sure.
We simply have to change our tone and our playlist to show that we're all feeling the same thing.
Right.
Be it, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening, or, well, it's pretty sad, but she was 101 after all.
And that's actually in that
That's
document,
what it actually says in the general guidelines. That's as they are stated. If you should hear about the death of a major royal, this is information that...
You're actually reading this, by the way,
Yeah,
aren't
I'm
you?
reading this out. What you should do is say nothing about this on air under any circumstances. Drop all the ads and promos from your schedule. And if Chris Smith, the news guy, is in the building, get him in the studio immediately.
Yeah.
That's what it says, Carl.
Yeah.
If Smitty is, I don't care where he is, I don't care if he's on holiday.
Let's phone him up now
abroad.
and tell him someone's died.
To see how he would react. Get him down here.
Get him down
See how long
yeah.
it takes him to get down here. Where does Smitty live?
Because I know where he lives. He lives in a cave and he slides down a pole. And he gets into a car. His butler is up there and he sorts things out.
I suppose the approach there is that only Chris can deliver this tragic news.
Yeah.
If it was you or I...
Yeah, it wouldn't have the same. I remember, do you remember the XFM, as it first started, it launched the day after, Princess Diana died?
I know.
And I'd never done radio before. I was nervous enough. And it was launched, and it was,
because was it the first night? Because what I've forgotten actually until you mentioned that then is, of course, you used to host your own phone-in show. forgotten all about that.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
and I gave that up after a week because it was just too stressful.
I have never seen a man so petrified.
I know.
He spent all his time preventing people getting through on the phone lines.
Yeah.
He just wouldn't let people come on air.
And for when I had to go on air, right, my mates sort of like came over the first day, and they were mucking around, and I was having a drink with them where I used to work, and I was going, I've got to go on air in a minute, and I was like drinking shandy or something, because I was saying I didn't want to be drunk and everything, and I kept saying, don't swear. Telling my mates not to swear. They look at me like I was mental. I was going, don't swear, because I'll swear. I was terrified of two things. Just swearing,
By mistake.
and operating the desk. I thought, I'm gonna, even if I get through operating the desk, I'm gonna swear. And it just, it was awful.
Didn't you spill coffee over the machine and then go, oh shit, on your first link? I can't remember. But I know it wasn't a triumph.
No, I started off with I was really like the music, and I started off with a classical piece by a bloke called Kuntz, who's a German composer.
Brilliant.
So I knew it was okay.
You're
then.
off. You're
I was off, yeah.
And so how did it go then? Because I remember it was appalling.
But Carl! He's a composer! Look it up!
Yeah, I know he is.
Right, 08700 800 1234.
Yeah.
If you know what the composer I'm talking. What?
Yeah, we've done it now.
Chill out, Carl.
Come
No,
on.
but you know what people are like?
What?
They take things badly, don't they?
Like who? Like what?
You just... It's like,
Oh, thanks for that. And he phones up and goes, what did it say? You know that picture you gave me? She goes, yeah. He goes, well, I looked at it just to get me started. That poor young woman must...
I imagine more that, like, she's sleeping, and he just sneaks in and he's got to put her on camera, she wakes up, he goes, what are you doing? She goes, what are you up to? He goes, no, I'm just taking a picture. Well, what? I'm gonna
you
write a
won't
song
be here
about
tomorrow, will you?
it. Yeah, you're going on holiday tomorrow, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I need
I
that.
just need something to get me started. What do you mean, get you started? Yeah, you know, in the morning.
And then that's on Heart.
Alright?
6.2.
So don't come on air and tell us what we can and cannot say, and we can't say Kunz.
classical composers' names, or philosophers, like Kant.
Exactly.
So don't tell us that, Carl.
Alright?
Just play a record. What you got,
play
Steve?
some rides, Steve.
Yeah, I just think it's time that we listen to some Ride Rick. We haven't listened to them, I don't know about you and I, but I haven't listened to any for about 6-7 weeks.
Yeah.
Just thought it'd be good to have them on the air again.
Yeah.
And it's a tragedy they split up. This is the classic Chelsea girl, play it. Absolute joy. Their lifetime.
I know. Yeah.
Right, 'cause it's a great sound.
But influenced lots of bands at that
seems to
time.
me, yeah,
Sort of the old Britpop thing and the old Wall of Sound and... They weren't... Were they shoegazers, do you think they were, weren't they?
Well, that's what they thought of, because there was a lot of nude lead
Yeah.
guitar. But,
Yeah.
good melodies as well, Rick, and that's always important.
It is to me.
I don't know about you, Carl, but it is important to us.
Yeah.
We've just had a couple of people, Sarah and Claire, call up and wish us luck for the BAFTAs, but for some reason they want one of us to do an impression of Leslie Phillips.
Can't do it.
I can't.
Doesn't he say ding dong?
And hello and all that.
That's not bad.
But I want Carl to do it though.
Yeah, go on, Carl.
Go on.
Hello.
Well done. Say ding dong.
Ding dong.
Nice.
Yeah. Do we do any other impressions?
No. I can't think of any.
Hello. Do that.
Hello.
Yeah.
You look like a ventriloquist dummy.
Yeah, but-
Hello.
Brilliant.
Oh, Carl.
Do, my name is Bond, James Bond, as though it was Sean
My name's
Connery.
Bond. James Bond. Do that. Go on.
My name's Bond.
No, do it as though you were doing an impression.
Sean.
What, so I'm trying to be Scottish?
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, sort of.
Perhaps a bit more specific than that. Sean Connery.
My name's Bond.
Keep going.
My name's Bond, James Bond.
That's like Jimmy Stewart. It's not bad. This is the best fun. It's like having your very own Fisher-Price toy for
Yeah,
2 hours
exactly.
a week. It's
Exactly.
great. Do Roger Moore. Do that.
Roger Moore.
Phyllis Pierce, Percy Sugden. I'm licensed to kill.
Anyway, she just said...
No, this is a great
No,
game.
no, that's
Yeah,
enough of
no,
that.
we'll
if
come
any-
back to this another time.
Yeah,
maybe.
anything you want Carl to do. Carl's homework today was come up with those, you know those, lateral thinking things?
Go on.
Those stupid...
Oh, I hate
They're
them.
ridiculous, aren't they? Like they, a man went into a field and died, and you're meant to ask questions like, oh, was it... And it turns out his parachute didn't open. So it's basically, it's not logic, it's what am I thinking?
Well, there's that one where there's a man in... This is the worst I've ever heard.
Yeah.
A man is found dead lying in a phone box, right? His wrists are cut. He's bled to death. And there's glass everywhere,
Yeah.
right? And the phone's hanging off the
Yeah.
hook, right?
Yeah.
What happened to him?
I know this, yeah.
Right? Do you know what the answer is, Carl?
It's ridiculous.
He was a fisherman.
Yeah.
He was on the phone. Someone asked him how big his fish was. He did that gesture like fishermen always do to say it was much bigger than it actually
Put
was.
his arms out.
His arms went through the glass, and he slashed his wrists, and he died.
Why would you do that with someone on the phone when they can't see how big you're actually saying?
Well, that's one of the many problems with that, that conundrum.
Yeah, not the point we were making, but again, good. I mean, you're there. That is good thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, so what, you had to come up with some of these? I didn't know this was his challenge.
Yeah.
Have you come up with one?
I came up with 3, and they're all belters.
Are we gonna... Oh, listen.
Oh, wow.
If it's as good as your quote about happiness that we had to guess which was yours and which was the real ones, like faking it, I cannot wait.
I'm looking forward to this.
I mean, I literally can't wait. Should we do it now?
Well, I'm tempted to save it, because I just want to mention to people, that, they should be very excited, because, it's gonna be Carl's special night tomorrow. You excited, Carl?
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is, me and Steve, because we were nominated, we get a guest.
For the BAFTA Awards.
And it's, it doesn't say guest, it actually says, partner. So I'm taking, my partner. And, Steve's taking Carl.
Yeah.
But what Carl doesn't realise is, you will have to pretend you're his partner, otherwise you wouldn't be able
we'll have to hold hands when we go on the red carpet.
Is this really your partner? It's not just a guest.
That's how it is. And either we go in like that, or we can't get in.
You just have to be with him when you go up there. I mean, does he have to...
We should hold hands, but I think what we should do is, just to make sure that there's nothing at all that, like, it's gonna go wrong, we should just do a little kiss.
Just like, or be seen
cameras.
sort of like cheek to cheek, just to show them that, you know, you're not, he's
like
not
Elton
just
John and David
he's not just
Finnish.
getting his mates in for a free meal, you are actually partners.
No, I'm not up for that.
Why not?
Well,
because we know we're not actually gay.
No, but
so it's not a problem.
You've come out of it looking quite good, because you've got a good-looking fella. But I'm meant to look like, you know, I mean, I'm not gay, but if I was, I don't think I'd go for your thing.
Oh, he's done you, Steve! It's turned on you again!
I cannot believe...
We were trying to get in.
Wait a minute. I have got the cream of London's totty phoning me up, trying to get an invite to the BAFTAs, right? We have very graciously asked you if you would like to come along.
Well, that worries me even more, that you've got women calling you up.
Carl,
I can't choose between them. If I let one of them down, they're gonna destroy them. They'll be ruined. Their lives will be ruined. It's better for me to take you and not, you know, ruin the lives of any of those poor women.
When he told them he was taking you, it was like a scene from Graceland. There was just like
there was weeping.
They were crying. Like
it was horrible.
Hundreds of them, and he just went. And
I got upset.
He just had to say, "Look, just chill out, bitches," didn't you?
I did. I just said, you know, you're all my hoes, but I can't choose between you.
So I'm taking Carl. You know, he could get you discount frocks.
No, I had a letter from the people that there's an organisation. No, listen, Carl. There's an organisation that sponsors the BAFTA Awards in terms of clothes and fashion. They sent me a letter. They said your partner. They've not specified the sex. They've said your partner can come along and choose an outfit. Now I suspect, by the look of it, it is a woman's outfitters. I'm thinking we could get you a lovely trouser suit.
Well,
it may look feminine, right? But I think people will be fooled.
It'd just be a little bit roomy in the hip and probably narrow on the shoulders. But you're a bit skinny. Why didn't you take it? Because it's a lot of an insult.
And maybe just some pearls as well. Be lovely.
Wouldn't you?
I haven't got anything sorted to wear yet.
See, you're slagging me off. You're likely to end up going in a tracksuit.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going out today. I've never bought a suit since I was like 11. Right? I went to my brother's wedding. That's the last time I wore a suit.
Right.
Really? And you can't get anywhere near it now, can you?
Can't get into that.
No.
No. That was a good day.
What was it? What sort of suit was it?
It was like a sort of a grey silver one.
Excellent.
Quite flary.
Nice. We'll try and go for something similar.
Silver one. Just think that with your little round head, what did that look like?
I looked alright.
Like he'd landed from the...
Yeah,
just landed on
it's like, who's the
They walk among us.
I didn't really need to wear a suit either, because I hardly went into the church. I was in the car park, right? And it's when my brother was in the army, and he had a Ford Capri with one of them horns that goes...
And you just sat there.
Why didn't he come in his tank?
I just sat in that, doing that all day, and the vicar was getting well annoyed with me.
What, when the service was on?
Yeah. It was driving everyone up the wall.
Were you just allowed to do what you wanted when you were growing up? Like Nelson Muntz from The Simpsons? Were you just allowed, didn't matter, was there any discipline? You didn't have teachers, you didn't, why didn't someone come out and...
I got a couple of good hidings off my dad a couple of times.
What for?
Just being mopey most of the time. If I had a strop on, he'd hate that.
He'd go out and burn something down or nick something, but don't wander around with your head down.
well-
Didn't he smack you for not liking a castle once?
Yeah.
No, what's that? What's that?
Went to Carnarvon the other day, and I was bored. I was at that age when I just wanted to go in an arcade, and my dad was saying, come and see the castle, you know, there's history here, and I still don't like castles. It's one of them things that, again, just too far back to sort of even think about people living in them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I was just like, look, it's a wreck, you know, knock it down, flatten the thing.
Sure.
And I was being really mopey.
Isn't that great?
And it's weird, because now, like, my mum and dad have retired and gone to Wales.
Yeah.
And now and again he texts me there, and every time we get to the point where he gave me a clout, he goes, "You're getting flashbacks, son."
Yeah. Well, it's a sobering lesson for you.
Yeah.
You're not on the British Heritage Committee anymore, are you? This is the National Trust land. Tarmac it. The biggest car park in Britain, for Christ's sake.
So,
So look, you're looking forward to the awards, are you, tomorrow? You better say yes, because otherwise...
no, it'll be alright. I mean, I've told a couple of people, and they got like, God, you're dead lucky.
Yeah.
You know, in a way.
Oh, they're dead lucky. It's like Santa's coming, isn't it?
It's,
the other way people talk to Carl, you're a lucky boy, aren't you?
Yeah.
Going to the BAFTAs with Steve?
It's just a posh raffle at the end of the day, though, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
In a sense.
It's, you know, there's gonna be some...
They give away some tights and cigars.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's Chris Tower. It goes, I went to my parents' house, I found
Yeah.
these just lying around.
Oh, but winners and losers, and,
Yeah, but
and
what-
food.
Well, quite, yeah, but what is exciting, surely, is the razzmatazz and the, brushing shoulders with the rich and famous.
I'm not into that.
You're not?
No.
I don't feel you're going to appreciate this like we thought
It's
you would.
weird, because Suzanne said to me this morning, who would you like to meet there? Is
Yeah.
he anyone who, like, you know, you can get close to, and it's like, God, you know, I really admire your, you know, big fan of yours, whatever.
And it's me and Steve, so you're here now.
Well, you know,
I
yeah.
really admire your big fanny. I didn't...
What did you say?
What did you say?
You
You know, if you're a big fan of anyone.
Oh, right.
Oh, right, yeah.
And,
Sorry.
there isn't anyone, really. Do you know what I mean? I
Isn't
like,
there?
you know, you two are alright.
Thanks.
Jonathan Ross, is he going?
He might do, I don't know.
But
He's
hang
up
on,
to
wait a minute.
something,
I can't help but feel we could have exploited this more. We could have maybe run a competition to let someone win.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not going to appreciate it, Carl.
Yeah. Are you going to get a trouser suit? Are you going to get a ladies' trouser suit? I just think then, if you go sort of like looking macho and walking down with him, you know, they know that you're not really partners. And I just think it's a slap in the face for BAFTA.
That's true enough.
No, it doesn't matter what you wear, though. Look at Elton
Can't
John's.
you mince a little bit? Can't you at least sort of walk a little bit mincy? Because you've got such a macho
What's
sort of
the
mank
matter?
walk.
Elton John's fella doesn't look gay and the stuff he wears and that, does he? Do you know what I mean? It means nothing.
No, but that's because Elton's doing the work for him.
No, but...
By dressing as, like, some kind of restoration dame.
Yeah, I love the fact he dresses as Anne Widdecombe for special occasions. And has his hair done like her. That's great.
Anyway, music.
But, yeah, this is a very underrated album. It's Richard Ashcroft's Alone With Everybody, and I know it got a bit of a slag and it didn't sell as well as it was because people were going, oh, it's no urban hymns, and it maybe it's not, but he got criticised for being pop, but this is a great tune on here. You On My Mind in My Sleep, and I think it's really good. Ashcroft there, and You On My Mind in My Sleep. Is that one, Carl?
It's alright. Yeah.
Good, okay.
It's nothing-
What I did want to do is, I want to play some, adverts now. Just- There Goes the Fear on XFM 104.9. Well, into the last hour, and then only 2 more shows.
That's true enough.
And we're away for 3 months. I'm Ricky Gervais,
Obviously, yeah.
Steve Merchant, little Carl. Now, Carl, his homework was to come up with one of those stupid lateral thinking problems.
We maybe should give an example of the, genre.
Romeo and Juliet, right? Romeo's asleep on the bed, Juliet's on the floor, covered in water and broken glass. What happened? And you ask all these stupid questions, and it's Romeo's a cat and Juliet's a goldfish. Again,
Awful.
what am I thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on then, Carl.
Right, first one.
Yeah.
There's a bloke lying on the floor, right? He's cut his head, blood's coming out of his head, and all his mates come running up, and they're all stood round him.
Yeah.
And, they don't take their hats off as a mark of respect.
That is
Why-
outrageous.
Why didn't they take their hats off?
Oh,
I'm laughing, but it's probably as good as the
Oh,
real
absolutely.
No, but these are really good.
Did you make them all up?
Yeah.
No, I mean, did you make up all the ones that already exist?
No.
That would make a lot of sense.
Right, a bloke's fallen with his... Yeah,
He's lying on the floor.
yeah,
He's dead.
yeah.
His mates come running up. and like,
Was it important that his head was cut?
I don't know. I mean,
Would it have been okay if he'd have been wearing a hat? He wouldn't have been dead if he was wearing a hat.
Well, what's your answer?
No, you're meant to answer questions. You don't just go, what's your answer? You say, where's the turn? So you go, no, and I have to guess. It's obviously like sort of motorcycle stunt team or a parachute.
Why didn't they take their hats off?
Because they're probably still on the motorbikes or something, or...
Well, yeah, but if you mark a respect to someone, you could take your helmet off.
I'm getting angry!
What? They're parachutists.
Why couldn't they take their helmets off?
Because they're
coming down from the sky.
But he's on the floor dead.
Well,
yeah, but they can look down and see him on the floor.
Are they on the floor, Carl?
They're on the floor as
They're
well.
walking, are they?
Yeah, well, they sort of stood there looking at him.
They're stood there.
Yeah.
They're stood on the floor looking at him.
They're soldiers.
Why? But why? If they're
Because it might be in a battle zone. They might have their helmets on, and he's been shot in the head.
No.
Well, that does work. You see, this is my point. That one works. That one works. Unless you've given us a piece of information where that doesn't work. What's the difference? Why is yours different to he's been shot in the head in the trenches, and they're looking at him and they keep their helmets on?
I just don't think it matters as much. If they're in the trench, they're already guarded a little bit. So they could take their hats off. It's the best mate, for God's sake.
Okay, who's dwelling on this? Are they normal hats?
What kind of hats are they?
The answer.
No! Don't get ratty!
What kind of hats are they? Baseball hats?
If I told you what sort of hats they are, you'd have the answer.
Oh! Okay, I've got to guess what sort of a hat it is then, have I?
Right.
Is it a trilby?
No.
Is it a bowler?
I know what it is.
What?
They're spacemen.
No. Oh, that's a good one.
That one works as well. This is my point.
I like that one a lot.
It works. He's fallen on the moon, and not that the moon happened, it was set up, wasn't it, in the studio, we know that, yeah. Okay, Carl, what's your answer?
Builders on a building site.
Why is that different to soldiers?
Because bricks don't fall in wars.
But bullets fly!
Right, next one.
No, let's play a record and we'll come back to it, Carl, while you think about what you've done.
Oh, yeah. You've embarrassed
Let's play some classic Suede.
Yeah, and this is for David and Kieran, I think, who wanted a bit of Butler at his best.
Come on, crack it on.
I hate you, Butler.
Coming next, your next lateral problem number 2. Brilliant.
Suede there.
Indeed.
I think their second or third single.
Brilliant.
All the way back. 10 years ago.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Metal Mickey. On XFM 104.9.
Was it 10 years ago?
Must have been, mustn't it?
Wow.
I think, was Drowners 91? I think so.
Crumbs.
Yeah. Go on.
Right.
Go on then, Carl.
Second one then. This is a bit easier, but I still think it's a good one.
So this is, we should explain what this is if you've just tuned in.
It's one of those stupid lateral thinking problems.
That Carl himself has created.
Yeah, that was his homework.
Right, this one. It's a fella. He has a normal day doing stuff. Nothing wrong with him. Right. And
it's the twist in the tale. It's just like Tales of the Unexpected. Yeah. Just a normal day, nothing wrong with him. Hold on, though, he's got the legs of a fish. Go on.
So,
that's why he's been hiding his legs.
So
Go on.
He does his
The legs of a fish?
Sorry, Carl, carry on.
He has his working day and that, and then he gets a bit tired. Goes to bed, he puts the light on, leaves it on, goes to bed.
Oh.
That's crazy.
That's mental. I can't think what's happened. Anyway, here's Radiohead. Right, okay. What? The question is, why does he put the light on when he's going to bed?
He's had a normal day, he's come home from work. Is that right? He's come home from work, or he's not been working, he's just been out?
No, it's been working and stuff, I think.
You think? You've made it up, Carl, you can decide.
So, the question is, why has he put the light on when he's asleep? There's a reason that he's put the light on when he's asleep.
Has he gone to sleep?
No, Carl, don't shrug. You're meant to answer these questions.
He put the light on before he went to bed.
Yeah, and the question you're asking me is why? What's the scenario?
And the light's on and that, but he's gone to sleep.
Yeah.
He started reading, and then he fell asleep.
No.
Did he so he intentionally, for some reason, put the light on?
Every night. It's mad. Sounds mad.
That's Carl, doesn't it?
Every night he does it.
Yeah.
He puts the light on when he goes to sleep.
Carl, is the point of this, he puts the light on for a very good reason.
Not for us, but for some people.
He's blind, and it's always been on, and he thinks he's turning it off, but it was on in the day, and he thinks he's turning it off, but he's turning it on, because he's blind.
No, that'd be stupid.
That works.
No, that works great, Rick.
Yeah. Thank you, Carl. So you've got to come up with what...
Hang on. If you're blind, why would you put a light on?
No, he thinks it's off.
Yeah.
But why would he turn it on anyway?
So he doesn't get burgled, so people know he's in, because he can't see him, so he just, he puts the light on when he's there, then he turns the light off when he goes to bed, so people think it's fine. But he's got it out of kilter, and actually he's walking around in the dark all day.
I don't believe that if you're blind you turn your light on.
I don't think you'd be living on your own, would you?
I'm not having that for a
Do
second.
blind people live on their own?
Having that for a second. Well, some people do. Lonely blind people live on their own.
No, if you got bad eyes.
Any of them women? Are there any blind women who are living on their own? No, I mean, if you know of some blind women.
08700 800 1234. We've gone through this.
If you are a blind woman
with no standards and you don't care annoying voices and smell,
yeah,
then get in touch with you.
yeah, I mean, you've got to be within the ages of, say, 25 to 65. You know,
Right.
well, call it 75.
You fussy, you fussy all of a sudden.
I know.
Yeah, go on.
If you were blind, would you live in London? Because someone said yesterday there was one struggling outside in Leicester Square, and I don't understand. If you were, I mean, you know,
That might have been a tourist.
But why come to London if you're blind? It's the worst place in the world to come if you're blind.
To hear the sights.
To hear the sights.
It's a bit mad, isn't it?
They have they do the same job.
They have tourist needs like anyone else.
Yeah.
No, but it sort of stinks, and you'd go away going, oh, it's not that good. I just thought that, I thought it was a bit weird.
Well, never mind your concern for the partially sighted or sight impaired people coming to London. Get on with this.
Yeah. So there he is.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, a bit tired.
Yeah.
Just put the light on, get to bed.
Yeah. So he turns the light on and he goes to bed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Should we play a track?
He's not sleeping on the job. He's a lighthouse keeper.
Well done.
Is he a lighthouse
That's not
keeper?
it, Carl.
He's a lighthouse keeper.
Right. Why wasn't the? Are you telling me it was never foggy?
Everyone has a routine in the job.
And why was he going home from work knackered? What had he been doing all day?
He never said he went home knackered.
He did. He said he went home. He's just done a day's work. He said he went home knackered and puts the light on and goes to sleep. That's what he said.
Yeah, but he's maybe a part-time lighthouse keeper.
Oh, what does he do? Works in the library, does he, as well?
No, listen, Rick,
Hang on.
don't, look, I'm really with Carl here.
What?
He definitely got you. He
Anyway,
stitched
I
you
got
up
it right.
and proper.
Anyway, I got it
yeah,
right.
but then you embarrass yourself by
He's
saying that...
stupid.
But
He's stupid.
You would never put
What's
a
your next
lighthouse light on during the day.
What's your next
And
one?
he'd been painting it that day.
Oh, had
It
he?
was extra shattered.
Right, okay.
The next one, last one this.
Yeah.
Lateral thinking.
Lateral thinking.
And you've written this yourself? You've had no help from anyone?
No, I've come up with these on my own.
Okay.
Right, last one.
Yeah.
This bloke,
There's always this bloke.
Yeah.
this bloke, he's got a brother that is, never met, right? They got separated at birth.
Right.
You know, anyway, he gets a letter in the post.
Yeah.
He says, oh, I tracked you down,
Yeah.
meet me at the airport.
Yeah.
Okay.
As soon as he gets to the airport,
Yeah.
he goes, there he is, and he goes walking over. How did he know that was his brother? He'd never seen a
They were
picture.
twins. They looked exactly the same.
They were born the same day.
No, Steve's got it.
Yeah. That's what I mean. So he knew they were born the same day, so he knew they were twins, yeah.
I didn't say they were born on the same day, did I?
No, I'm just reiterating.
They would be, though, if they looked
Yeah.
identical.
Yeah.
Sorry about that when we've got you there, Carl, mate.
Yeah.
You're quite upset about that. That was 1 out of 3, though. That's
What
not
about
bad.
this then? Do you know that when, two brothers, born on the same day, of the same mother and the same father, but they weren't twins? Why?
Say that one again.
Two brothers
Yeah.
are born on the same day, of the same mother and father, but they weren't twins. Why not? This is good radio.
You see, the problem is I heard you saying to Steve, I'm going to do that one about the shark in the pool, so I'm trying to think.
This has nothing to do with that one, though, is it? Clearly.
Give him the answer, Rick.
I don't know.
The answer is they were two of triplets.
Right.
I had another brother. So do you want to do the one about the shark in the
Yeah, go
swimming
on.
pool?
Yeah.
Okay. A bloke, just in his swimming trunks, walks into a swimming pool full of man-eating sharks. He walks around for a bit and slowly gets out the other side, and he's not bitten or anything. Why not?
Because they'd already eaten.
No, they're starving hungry.
He walked through the water.
Yeah.
He wasn't like a bridge.
No, he actually was in the water, soaking wet, the sharks.
He had like a metal suit on.
No, naked apart from his swimming trunks.
There were real sharks.
Real sharks.
Swimming about. They
Swimming
were
about. Man eating, hungry,
They
yeah.
were really hungry.
Yeah.
This fella gets into the same pool.
Yeah.
It's the same pool.
Exactly.
He walks right, he gets in the steps,
Yeah.
he walks down, he walks
Yeah.
across.
Yeah.
He's in the water.
Yeah.
Up to his neck.
Yeah.
And the sharks are near him.
Yeah, they're attacking him.
They're attacking him.
They're actually attacking him.
But he still gets out, okay.
Yeah. Walks out the other side. And hasn't got a mark on him.
I don't know.
Go on, Rick, what's the answer?
Yeah, I was lying about the sharks.
There weren't any sharks
No, I
there.
was lying about the sharks. Completely lying, just made it up. Just an empty pool.
That's just stupid.
That's our point. They're rubbish.
Oh, dear. Oh. Oh, dear.
Rubbish. Oh.
Look at his face!
He's so offended.
Oh! Offended and confused.
Come on, play a song.
No, go on then.
Good Fortune, PJ Harvey on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, obviously. Steve, Carl. I've got a real one for you. This is a logic question, not a stupid one. Just very quickly.
Go on.
10 black balls in a bag and 10 white balls in a bag. Yeah. How many balls do you have to pull out to ensure you've got a pair of the same colour?
Well, what's stopping you putting your hand in and pulling out?
Jesus.
For,
Because I asked for the minimum number. So how many do you have to pull out to ensure you've got a pair? That doesn't say all of them, that'll
Right,
ensure it.
no,
What's the minimum number you have to pull out?
11. Because if the
Why do
chance-
you need 11?
What? Because
Sorry, go on.
there's 10 black balls, 10 white balls, yeah?
Yeah.
Say if you're, for some reason, you pulled out all the 10 black balls.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You'd have a pair, wouldn't you?
You'd have a pair.
After the first two.
Yeah.
So what's the minimum number you have to pull out to ensure...
Two.
No, because you might pull a white one and a black one.
Yeah, but... I don't understand what you're saying.
Sometimes I get that impression, the way you look at me like Helen from Big Brother.
Yeah, but
I've always assumed that.
Look,
Right. What's the minimum number you have to pull out to ensure you have two of the same colour?
3.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can use that one.
Yeah. That's a good one.
So what's the minimum number you have to pull out to ensure you have 4 of the same colour?
Oh, God. 8.
Was that a guess?
I don't know. I understand the first one. We've done it now.
Okay, alright, we'll leave it
get
there.
that, it's good.
Good. Okay. Now
White Van Carl?
this is this is where we
Oh, that's too much.
If you'd have seen his face then, Steve, his eyebrows sort of went down while you were doing that face. He genuinely looked pained.
It's like you're back at school, isn't it?
He's starting to get hard work now.
No, okay, we just do White Van Carl then. This is your opinions. You can't be wrong on this, can you?
There's no right or wrong answer here. Okay.
Right.
But so this is where we ask Carl his views on the big news stories of the week. Basically, we've stolen an idea from the Sun newspaper, and
So this isn't cruel, this programme, is it?
oh, I don't think so.
Picking
It's
on
not-
me.
It's not, is it?
It's weird because a few people have said, "Oh, you're picking on me." It depends how you look at things, isn't
Sure.
it?
Yeah. But you do like it.
I mean, we could look at it like it's a laugh, so
Yeah,
it's not a
but
problem for us.
You know we like you. You know you're our favourite.
Yeah.
I'm going to say thing in the world, but I don't mean that. You know, in a derogatory way.
No, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So your views, please, on the fact that attitudes are changing to the possible marriage of Charles and Camilla.
Oh, what do you think of that?
The roars at the moment, because the recent tragedies are apparently high in the polls, and people are coming around to the idea of Charles and Camilla getting hitched. What's your thought?
Whatever, really. I mean, if they're happy with it. The thing that comes out of it most is it just goes to show, right, that there is someone for everyone. Just because, I mean, no disrespect to Camilla, I'm not a good-looking person either, but she isn't a stunner, and yet she's gone and picked up a royal. Right?
Yeah.
So I think it's good for things like that to happen, because it cheers you up. Do you know what I mean? Gives you a bit of hope.
Thanks, Carl.
So yeah, it's good. You know, if they're happy, if anyone's happy, it's a good story, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, he's had a bit of bad luck. and now he's got someone else in his life, so...
While he's doing this, I'm just doing a list of questions to ask him what he thinks of things in the world.
Okay.
Is that alright?
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Okay, what do you, make of... Well, now listen, this may be a non-story, or it may be the biggest story that's about to break. Ulrika Jonsson and Sven Goran Eriksson's affair. Are you familiar with this? It's over the papers today. Apparently, Ulrika and Sven are going out, although there appears to be no evidence for this.
Yeah, I don't even give it time of day.
Do you not?
Right, well done.
Doesn't affect me whatsoever, as long as he does his job well.
Yep.
And what's she doing at the moment?
Presenting Dog Eat Dog, I think?
Like, you know...
As long as she does her job well.
As long as they both do their jobs well.
Well, yeah, at the end of the day, that's going on with a lot of people out in the world, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Just because he's an England boss, as long as, you know, we win the games and that, he's doing his job. If she's, you know, gets a dog winning a prize or whatever...
No, okay, it's not worth it, carry on.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So...
It's a dog winning a prize.
I haven't seen Dog Eat Dog. What's it about?
It's alright, go on.
So that's it, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay, what about this then? Are you, disappointed by the nation that, a third of us are apparently unaware of St. George's Day?
23rd.
Is St. George's Day the one with the snakes that we've talked about?
No, that's...
Are you one of that third, do you think?
St. George is the patron saint of England who, killed the dragon.
Yeah, I mean, there's too many of these days, isn't there? That's the problem. If you make it a bit more special, like Christmas, so you buy presents and that for each other, then people will remember it. But there's so many of these days, with Easter and Pancake Tuesday and all that. So, it's not surprising. I think as time goes on, we'll find that a lot of these days will just disappear, because, you know, people are busy.
There'll be new ones, won't there?
I don't know, people
There'll
are
be like
busy.
Gareth Gates Day in 50 years' time.
It's just weird. I mean, I remember being a kid, right? Going out on a Sunday and shops would be shut. Because it was like, you know, the day of rest and all that. People don't care now. It's like, well, we can make some more money, we'll open the shops.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Is that a good or a bad thing, Carl?
It's good, because I remember I used to have to get up early to go and get some bread if we didn't have any in. Because the shop would only be open for a couple of hours in the morning.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'd be able to...
Yeah, I remember that. Shops, and you couldn't get aspirin and stuff, certain things,
nightmare on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
So...
That's right, yeah. And pubs didn't open till 12.
Do you remember space operas?
Yeah. Yeah, shut up. Can I ask you something?
Go on.
Okay, I've got a little list of things. What do you think of, like, those pug dogs that are bred and they can hardly breathe?
Evil.
Yeah. What do you think of, gays?
They're alright. Do you know what I mean? Just like straight people, you get bad ones, you get good ones.
Exactly.
Right?
We've learnt a lesson today, haven't we?
Absolutely.
Let's play a record.
Yeah? What do you fancy? A bit of Radiohead?
Yeah.
You don't mind, though, if people think we're gay, for instance, when we go to the BAFTAs tomorrow?
No, that's terrible. I don't want that happening.
Why?
Hey?
Why?
Because I'm not. That'd be a lie. I don't like lying. If I was, I'd say I was gay.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
We'll say you were, just pretend.
We won't get in otherwise.
No.
Just a little kiss and a cuddle.
Say I'm a bit gay.
No. I'm not gay.
On XFM 104.9. Wow, near the end of the show, isn't it? You had a good time, Carl?
It's been alright. I knew it wasn't going to be a belter today.
Why? What do you mean? What's up with it?
Because what happens, the last 2 weeks have been quite good, and we always tend to have two good ones, and then one that's just alright.
Well, let the listening public be the judge of that.
Well, yeah, and the Sony committee.
Yeah, what do you want to do? A clip show of the best... We should do that for our last show. People should vote for their favourite hilarious link.
Yeah.
And then we can put it together on a tape. Right? Is there a record out there that wants to release the bit like, I love...
Including such favourites as, do you like gays?
And, this lad, he had a horse.
Yeah.
Oh, I scored once, I was stung by a bee. And who can forget? That's lovely. Should you do that? Can have you kept all these on tape?
Yeah.
So can you do a compilation? People phone in.
Work,
no, the next 2 weeks, phone in for your favourite clip. How can they get hold of you, Carl, in the week? What's your direct
mobile
What's your email?
number?
What's your email?
It's my name with xfm.co.uk.
So, Karl Pilkington.
Karl.Pilkington.
Karl.
With a K. Karl with a K.
Yeah. Karl.Pilkington at xfm.co.uk.
Yeah.
Vote your favourite link of the last 3 months. We should make a little compilation and sell it. And we get like Radiohead. They'd love to be on the compilation with us, wouldn't they? Wouldn't they?
Oh, wow.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Right, do you know, like, you're always giving me questions in the week, you're always saying things like, if I put you in this situation, what would you do?
Like what? Like what?
It'd be bizarre things.
Like what, though? Say one.
If you had to lick Barbara Cartland's face,
Yeah.
would it be the right cheek or the left cheek? Or
Sorry, does Barbara want her face being licked? No, I'm just saying if that's what she's into, then I don't
She's
mind
dead.
popping...
She's dead. Yeah.
So,
Isn't she? Isn't she?
I don't think she
Just
is.
be careful, because you can't libel the dead, so I want to make sure she's dead before we start saying horrendous things.
But I don't think she is dead. I'm almost certain she's not.
I don't think so.
No, she's not.
Phone, is Barbara Cartland dead? 08700 800 1234.
We'll have to get Chris in. So listen, right? So anyway, he always calls up with, like, bizarre stuff like that. And I was watching a programme the other night about, snakes.
Right.
And, it was like, don't walk through a river that's full of snakes, because
Good advice.
they, if you've got a kid in the car or in the house, turn your radio down if you don't want them to hear stuff like this. But, yeah, they go for your tackle.
Why?
I don't know, they just do.
They think it's another little snake.
Maybe.
With swollen cheeks.
With earrings.
With earrings, yeah.
So,
Or an anaconda in my case.
With one eye.
I'm really joking.
So yeah, and I said to Ricky, what would you do,
Although
right?
it's very scaly.
You two in the woods, you're having a wander, Steve.
Having
a wander.
Oh yeah.
You walk through the river.
What, me?
And yeah,
Okay.
because you're tall, so it's like you can check out how deep it is before Ricky goes through.
Right.
Yeah?
Which you
That sounds right.
You do that sometimes, don't you? Yeah.
But a snake bites your tackle,
Yep.
Yeah.
and
Say penis.
yeah,
It's the correct word for
I
it. It's
know,
not
but I don't-
offensive.
it doesn't sound nice.
Say it. Say
Yeah,
it.
penis, but I don't.
Oh,
like the
you
sound of it.
dirty little.
No,
You
no.
dirty little slut, Carl. You're a dirty
It's
little.
just one of those words.
Right,
Yeah.
carry on with let's carry on. What's the story? I'm wandering through a river.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And the snake
Bites.
your penis.
Right.
And
You know Ricky, like, doesn't leave, like, WC1. Why on earth we're gonna be anywhere near a river where there's sort of...
Well, anyway.
Snakes.
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
you are in this situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
The snake bites you, and I said to Ricky, if it was a matter of life or death, would you suck out the poison? What do you think he said? And the bit I made, because he was thinking about it, and like, oh God, well, he's my best mate and everything. What will I do? And I said, and then Steve starts sort of groaning like he's enjoying it.
I'm just trying to remember what I did do. What did happen in that instant?
Okay.
So I've been bitten on the penis by a snake.
Yeah, there's poison in
There's
your
no
cock.
poison in it.
Yeah.
I've had a go at trying to suck it out myself.
Yeah. Yeah, but
That's not
you've
worked.
never mastered that
I've never
one
been
yet.
able to master that.
Yeah, yeah. It's just such a long spine and such a short, stubby knob that he's got no chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
What
so
would
I
you
have
do?
to get...
He's even had lip extensions. Haven't you? Yeah, go on.
And would Ricky suck it out? Almost certainly not.
Yeah, that's the answer.
Yeah. He'd let me die a hideous,
just-
horrible
I'd
death.
go, is there anyone you want a towel? Do you want me to call your mum and dad?
Yeah.
How should I tell them you died? Is they tell them I died taking a bullet for a lady?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was beating up some nasty people.
Yeah. Would you at least run into the woods and try and find some kind of animal that could do it for me? Some of those monkeys look like they've got a good technique.
Right.
Stop it.
One more song.
Yeah.
Only time for song for the what's it?
Oh, we got to share this one then. But we're doing this
I thought
one.
there was two.
No, we've run out of time.
Well, this is in the Guardian because they print my favourite song is "If You See a Sailor." It's "If You See a Say Hello" by Bob Dylan.
Okay.
It's a song for the ladies and lovers.
Right, that's it.
And I can't believe we weren't allowed to talk about monkeys giving blowjobs. Since when is that taboo? It's nature, Carl.
They go absolutely mental.
They love it.
Chào các mọi người, và hôm nay bên em lại về một chiếc Kia Sorento xe sản xuất 2021 bản 1.4 Deluxe. Xe phiên bản màu đỏ và đã qua màu ống nũ. Vì vậy giá rất là rẻ, tuy nhiên là trước khi báo giá thì em sẽ quay tổng thể chiếc xe cho người cùng xem. Chiếc xe này trang bị hệ thống đèn LED cũng như là đèn bi rất là đẹp. Mặt ca năng bây giờ thì biểu tượng Kia là biểu tượng mới rồi, rất là đẹp nhá. Mặt ca năng của nó, lưới tản nhiệt của nó nhìn rất là hay. Đấy, các bạn có thể thấy là lốp la răng rất là đẹp, la răng cách điệu, tay nắm cửa mạ chrome, Đấy, bản này là bản Dulec, vì vậy là khi mà khóa cửa thì gương nó cụp lại. Vì vào hôm nay bên em về rất nhiều xe, vậy là em sẽ quay qua thôi. Còn như hôm qua em cũng bảo rồi, em quay chi tiết kể cả mở lắp, mở máy và cũng như là khởi động xe, cũng như cốp, cũng như là mọi thứ rất là mới nhá. Nó không phải là cái phiên bản cũ đâu. Xe này đề nổ từ xa luôn đấy. Nhìn điền hậu nhìn rất là hay. Hệ thống đèn nét, mọi thứ ai mua liên hệ sớm với em, và xin chào tất cả mọi người nhá.
Here we are then. Oh, Scorpio Rising, Death in Vegas on XFM 104.9, about 1:05 Saturday. Here we are again then. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. I can't believe our luck. Oh, alright, Karl?
Alright.
Yeah, so what are we doing today then? Producer.
Right, well,
Oh, I'm sorry, I always laugh instinctively when I hear Carl's name and that word
Yeah.
associated.
right, well, why is that? Because it is, I had to come up with some new features again for this new year.
Okay. I'm excited.
What have you come up with? 'Cause we said-
Oh.
We are the backbone of this show, Carl.
Yeah, we'll tell you we've come up with some pretty. What's yours first?
Right,
Go on.
right, well, Rockbusters.
That's old. That's not a new feature.
Yeah, but we'll keep it.
Right.
For
So
another
you're
bit.
just keeping an old feature?
Okay. No, it's an old favourite. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are going, phew, I was worried that he'd lose Rockbusters.
Rick, I've just come up with a new idea. Why don't we just play some records that we like? There's a new idea for 2003.
Yeah. Oh, you know what we can't, Steve? Because the library's out of order.
Oh yeah, the record label, we can't get in there. We're not allowed to get in there.
We had to scrounge something from Capital Gold.
So anyway, right,
Go on.
so we got Rockbusters.
What are they doing with the library? Are they getting some records in that we want to play? Is that their new idea? I know, let's get some records in
yeah,
that we
they're
want to play.
thinning out the Gina G.
Yeah. Four non-blondes, goodbye. Give that to Foxy. Go on,
So
sorry, Carl.
We'll do, we started Do We Need 'Em in 2002.
Do we need them?
Do we need them? Yeah.
We'll
We've
continue that.
got a new one, haven't
Explain that later.
Yeah.
Right.
you? Yeah.
And then the new stuff comes in.
Ooh.
Right. As always, I like to sort of get words and tweak 'em and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of either doing something with, there's a lot of weird rituals, isn't there?
A lot of
Right.
weird rituals.
Yeah, there's weird stuff going on around the world.
Okay.
There is, yeah.
And I was going to tweak that to rituals.
Okay. Right.
Again, starting with the title, the pun first, then working out what it is.
And
Well, I
then-
found
and
some weird stuff.
oh right, so it's specifically
Just stuff
what?
that goes on, like,
rituals.
there was,
Most of the weird stuff I've heard about happened to you in Manchester
Yeah.
in your early years.
well, in India, apparently it's good to have a flat head. So the,
Again, just flirting, just bordering on the racist, but never really gets there. Always.
Well,
go
no,
on.
because there's no intent.
There's no hate. There's no hate. It's
doesn't-
just
it's-
clumsy.
it's just-
It's,
yeah, it's just
stupidity. Yeah.
exactly.
Go on. What
Sorry,
do you
so
mean?
what do you mean they've got-
mean?
it's good to have a flat
What
head?
do you mean it's good to have a flat in India?
we'll talk about it later.
Brilliant.
That's rituals. So
You've
you're
hooked
loving
a few
that already.
people. You've hooked a few
Right.
in. Go on.
Alright, so we'll have that later.
So
So,
it's
hold on.
essentially like educating Ricky, only it's specifically about rituals. Is that strictly speaking what it is?
I
Okay.
suppose so, but then again, you could say radio is all the same because it's people talking.
Okay, Carl, brilliant. A
Yeah,
brilliant
no-
comeback.
Yeah,
So-
really comeback. Not all talking nonsense though.
Well,
So that's where we're different. Go on.
also, right, I like teaching you stuff.
Yeah. And you've done well.
So what I'm thinking is, rather than just touching on a topic, sort of giving you a few bits of information on one
See,
topic.
this is what I'd like to do, because the last thing you taught me, I remember, was there was a blind girl, she hit her head and she could see, and that's all I got.
Yeah.
So if you could go into that a little bit more, that would have been educating me.
Well, today we're featuring stuff on World War One and Two,
Blimey.
right?
Oh.
So that's that little title for all this little thing is, what do you think of that then?
What do you think of that then?
Play a record.
So that's
Rick,
that.
can I just thought of a joke?
Go on.
What's the similarity between Lord of the Rings and this show? They're both rubbish.
Watch that man, David Bowie off Aladdin Sane, my favourite David Bowie album. What's yours, Carl?
Yeah, that one's good.
Brilliant. So, right, we've got, Rockbusters coming up. Do you want to say what we've got to give away there,
Not
Steve?
really, Rick.
Is it really bad?
Well,
What's the film? What's the featured film?
The featured film's not bad, I have to say, actually. You've excelled yourself there. Again, it's just one of those things where I think, what kind of XFM listener would want this particular goodie bag? I know before Christmas, Karl, you explained that the reason we were giving away...
Look at Carl's face, he's disgusted, because he just said, I do a lot of work to get these prizes, and I went, no you didn't, I saw you, he went over to a drawer and went, I'll give that one, and that one. That's what work you put in. You nicked some, there's about 12 Jerry Halliwell videos, one of which we're giving away. It's
really? You've given it away?
Oh no!
Yeah, if you'd like Jerry Halliwell's Body Yoga DVD, then, you know, that's one of the treats you can win. But it does, like, if you remember before Christmas, he said that, he was giving away a kind of bumper pack of gifts that you might want to wrap up and give to various people.
Uncle,
one for Uncle, one for Auntie. But obviously Christmas has passed, so I don't know really what your excuse is this time.
You eat a lot over Christmas, don't you? Get a bit fat.
Fair point.
Yeah.
So, Jerry Body Yoga is one of them. The recent, on DVD, the recent series of Wiedersehen Pet. Yeah.
Well, no,
reaction. Could you give me that reaction again?
Well, no, just
give me that reaction again.
No, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. And actually, I have to say, this isn't bad at all. This is the very best of the Stone Roses CD.
Well, you can't knock that. You can't knock that.
In fact, I'll tell you what, we should play Elephant Stone at some point.
Yeah,
today,
we'll have that. Go on.
Madness. I think this is actually tunes from them and not from the musical, although it is tied into the musical.
He went to see that musical.
Really?
Yeah, on New Year's, you know what it's like on New Year's Day, there's nothing to do.
Sure.
So
I
you
took
go and see
Suzanne
some
out.
people doing Madness songs?
No, I took Suzanne out for a walk, right?
Yeah.
Went round, Covent Garden,
Right.
past the place where it was on.
The stage door was open, you snuck in.
Well, I said Madness are alright. And because when you think about it, Madness songs are quite sort of musical anyway, aren't they? So you can't
They're quite
do-
musical.
Do you know what I mean? They sort
He
of...
means they're
Oh,
like
I
a
see, right, they're
musical,
like
a musical.
Knees up Mother Brown.
I thought it was alright, enjoyed it.
So
Blur the musical would be good, wouldn't it?
Blur the musical would be excellent.
Yeah, little Cockney
so
Sparrow.
what, you bought tickets there and then and just went in?
No.
They're not selling, are they?
It was fairly quiet, because
No.
we only paid the lower price and we got upgraded for free.
Nice.
So...
You
I don't
enjoyed it
think
though,
it's-
did you?
Yeah, I'd loved it.
And
I'd
would
say,
anyone like to come on stage with us?
Yeah.
The little bald fella. Yeah, go on, I'll give it a go.
And what home are you from?
Where are you, what are you doing tomorrow? Well, I'm going, no, you're coming here tomorrow. Come here tomorrow.
Is it not doing well? That's a disappointment.
I don't know. I mean, it was New Year's Day, so maybe that's why it was quiet.
Okay, well, if anyone
it's
hasn't seen
alright.
this or didn't receive it for
As Bono
Christmas,
said, all is quiet on New Year's Day, Carl.
also we've got the giveaway Minority Report by
I like that.
Steven
I enjoyed
Spielberg
that.
with Tom Cruise, which is on VHS.
A good rip-roaring sort of film.
It's not bad. That's probably the best thing we're giving away. But as I say, we can always leave some out if you don't
I'm
want.
arresting you for the future murder of Sarah Marks.
Brilliant. That's the sort of excitement and drama you'll be getting in it.
It's not brand
Little
new.
taster there.
I got that off Paul Anderson. He said
Right.
here's something to watch over Christmas.
So you've
watched
actually
it.
watched this already?
Yeah.
All right.
Have I rewound it?
That's probably added
No, I don't
to
think
it
you
though,
have.
isn't it? It's touched by the great man himself,
Yeah.
Karl Pilkington.
And it's alright, I'd say. It's worth a watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to give us a quick film review?
Just give it a wipe down, there may be some tripe on it.
Bit unrealistic.
Sure.
Bit unrealistic.
Yeah.
Genius.
A man who can fight over Christmas. Because the last time I spoke to him, you hadn't bought a present for your girlfriend. I have to say, I was on tenterhooks all Christmas.
Well, you changed it. After that show, I felt bad, even though I shouldn't have done, because...
Because you hadn't bought your girlfriend a Christmas
Yeah, but
present.
I said to you, I booked a table at a hotel in Covent Garden, had Christmas dinner there, which was nice, right? It's good food and everything.
It doesn't feel like enough to me.
Well, then I went out and treated some stuff, and then...
No. A couple of days before Christmas, he went, I took Suzanne to that hotel we're going to go to for Christmas dinner. We had tea and cakes. And I went, oh, you treated her? He went, no, she paid for it, but I was just showing her what it was going to be like. That was her extra treat. She paid for it. I love that.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Well, it was a dear, it was like 150 quid for a meal for two, which is pretty dear. So I'm not going to buy her cakes as well.
I love that! Alright, love, have anything you want. You pay for your own pudding, I'm not mental.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you treated her to some other
Yeah,
stuff.
some bits and bobs.
What?
And
So
then yesterday,
she chose them and you paid for them.
What, the presents?
Yeah.
No,
Or
no.
you chose them and she paid for them, but, you know, it's the thought that counts.
I got them on the way home that Saturday.
Well done.
And what
Past
did you
some
buy?
shops. Well, just some bits.
Might be personal, Steve.
Well, I don't care.
Just some bits.
Yeah,
Just
but
bits and pieces.
leave out the personal bits. What bits?
Just little things. And then yesterday, right?
A monkey wrench and a new washer for the shower.
Yeah.
Some
recordable CDs that you need for your job.
Oh,
So
dear.
now, when you gave those presents to her, did her face light up?
Right. I don't want to tell you what they were, right? But she wasn't that impressed.
You're going to tell us what they
Got
were now,
to tell
Carl.
us what they are.
You even know what they are. She told you on Christmas Day.
Hold on, wait a minute.
But it doesn't matter what they are.
It does matter what
No,
they
it
are.
doesn't. It
It
doesn't
does,
matter.
Carl. It's you, mate. Of
No,
course
it doesn't
matters.
matter.
Oh, God!
Have you just remembered?
Yeah!
Right, but don't. There's no need.
I've got to tell him, Carl. I really want your permission because I don't want to be I know it's not, but we know it's not that embarrassing. It's really quite sweet.
Yeah, but in a way, right, the way I look at it is, right, Christmas, even when I was a little kid, right, is not...
Please let me tell him, Carl.
Well, let me just tell you first, though.
Oh.
Let me tell you why I didn't go all out on the old present front.
All right. Justify yourself.
Right? First of all, I've covered it up since then anyway, right, with that present, because I bought her some shoes yesterday, and she did say I'll give you the money for them, but when I get home I said it's alright. I said you can have them, right? So not only did I buy her some food on Christmas Day, I got her shoes. She's probably had a
And
terrible...
they treat you like a horse.
Yeah.
It's not like, yeah, there you go, there's your shoes, there's your food, right, bed
Yeah.
down, see you later.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
I
she's
have
done...
fed and clothed
Yeah,
her.
did you comb her hair?
She's done well this year, right? So, the thing
She's
is...
done well this year. It's like you're a single parent living on a council estate with a smack problem, and you still managed to buy them some
Right.
Lego.
When
Can
I
I-
was a kid, right, it wasn't about what you got. I remember one year when I was about 8, right?
Oh, it's going to make me cry, isn't it, this?
No, it's not. I'm just
Go on.
saying the way it is, right? I woke up at about 4 in the morning, and I was like, oh, what forgot? And I couldn't sleep. I was that on edge. It's the excitement of Christmas, isn't it? It's like, oh, what's wrapped up? I need to know.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that people are saying, no, you won't know until tomorrow.
Yes.
That annoys you and winds you up.
Okay.
So I got up at 4 in the morning,
Yeah.
opened my presents, and then went, right, I know now, went back to bed, had a great sleep.
Yes.
Right? So it's nothing to do with the excitement of what you get, it's the excitement of not knowing what you've got.
And then what happened when you got up to go down with the
So what
presents?
you're, but hang on. So what you're saying to me is that you could wrap up a brick because the thrill of Christmas is in hoping and being excited about what it is, not the actual gift itself.
Yeah.
Is that what you did?
That's-
Rick, did you get a brick?
No, let me tell him now what he got. He got her a present, right? And she said, she came. I said, yeah, he got me. It was an industrial-sized packet of condoms.
It was a joke gift.
No,
No, it wasn't a joke.
It wasn't even a joke.
I went home that Saturday after here, past Boots, thought, might have something in here. They were on, like, value.
Right, you passed the
Were they
makeup.
used?
Right, but
Passed the
anyway,
makeup. You passed all the other.
Past the
Feminine
makeup,
stuff.
past the lovely vanity cases.
Yeah.
The foot spas.
Exactly,
Yeah,
the bathroom
Oh, hold
products.
on. How much are these, love? For 100?
Yeah.
$4.99. Yeah.
Do I get them reduced if I buy in bulk?
So how many did you buy? What was it?
I don't know, probably about 100.
Right, okay.
And is she allowed to use those with anyone?
Did you wrap them?
Can she
Yeah,
just go out and
yeah,
have a
yeah,
wild
yeah.
time
Well, you
with
don't need
them?
to, they're already wrapped, aren't they? Oh. And then what did she say
So,
when she opened them?
I'm
No,
just-
wait, Carl, what did she say?
Right, play a record and we'll come back to this. Oh, you're worse than my father, that's genius. Made famous, of course, by Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
That's All Along the Watchtower, as originally done by Mr. Bob Dylan.
On XFM 104.9.
So, Carl, just take us through the moment where you gave this gift. Firstly,
So you
were
went
excited-
into Boots, right? You thought, alright, 100 condoms. Brilliant. Okay. Did you wrap it
I
up?
don't know if it was 100, probably 80.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Right?
You don't want to
So,
go mad, do you?
Wrap them up.
I'm just resting easy knowing that he's not trying to breed.
Right? No.
Yeah.
So, I got her them. I got her Grease on DVD, because she's
Okay.
always watching that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So just think of when her mum said, what did Carl get you? Some condoms and grease.
I was going to say, I'm glad he said on DVD.
And, she was surprised anyway, right? Because
Yeah, I bet she was.
no, when she got
she was thinking like jewellery.
no,
That
right?
that showed her. That surprised you, hasn't it? Alright?
So hang on, wait a
You
minute.
thought it was a holiday, didn't you? Yeah, look at your face.
You don't know me at all. So hang on, so did you give these on Christmas Day?
Right, what happened is she got in from work that Saturday, right? And I said, look under the tree.
Knackered. Oh, at least it's Christmas.
Yeah.
At least I'm gonna get a little bit. Yeah, go on.
I said, look, you got some stuff under the tree, right? So,
Did you give her a sugar lump?
Right, she was really chuffed with that. But she said she was a bit puzzled because I didn't know we had any wrapping paper, right? So I ended up using wallpaper.
You didn't take it off the wall though. You had some.
No, it was some left over, right? So she said, why have you used wallpaper? I said, well, I didn't have any paper and you were getting in a bit and I wanted you to have a surprise. So she said, can I have a feel of them? I said, no.
Presents.
She thought, right, I've got the right thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Christmas Day, I said, no, don't get carried away. It's nothing really good. You know, we said we weren't going to buy each other much. So there you go, open them.
Yeah, go on.
And
Can I just ask, had you received your present from her yet?
yeah.
So what had you received?
What did they have? Had some shoes,
Nice.
right? Getaway game for PlayStation.
Nice.
which is
I'm
alright.
just totting up
Just
the
part
value
of the
of
value
this.
of those,
Go on, yeah.
And
So-
just also think about how much fun and pleasure you get from them.
yeah.
Although, of course, condoms, I can see the
Well,
see the appeal.
Well, right. Okay. Yeah. So
yeah,
I think
but
I can.
also add to that bit 150 quid for a meal. If you're going to start
Minus.
totting up, 150 quid for a meal. I bought some shoes, 72 quid.
Yeah, that was after the event, though.
Doesn't matter.
Alright, so you'd received these, dare I say it, thoughtful and nice gifts. You handed over the box of condoms. They were wrapped up. She
Well,
unwrapped them.
yeah.
Go on, take us through it. Walk us through it.
Well, it's not something you play with on Christmas morning.
Oh God. Oh.
But
Right.
But when she opened
What
them,
did she
what did her
say? What did
face
she say?
well, I wrapped them twice as well, so she thought it was something really good. It was
Extra
like,
protection.
do? Right.
oh. And
So she thought it was something really good.
and then
So the disappointment would be doubled.
Yeah, go on, yeah.
then she just opened it and went, oh yeah, so what's on the telly? And that
Cool,
was that.
ungrateful.
That was
What an ungrateful woman that is.
that. Well, she got stuff.
Fancy not wanting
I told her.
a box of economy condoms from Boots.
I said to her about the thing about, you know, it's all about the surprise and that, innit?
Yeah.
You explained that to her?
Yeah,
What, after she'd unwrapped it?
yeah. And
Thoughtful.
she was alright about it.
Yeah. She understood.
Rick, you know I suggested to him that he buy his girlfriend a gift. I'm worried I've done more damage to the relationship by suggesting that than if he had just forgotten.
Next time you've got to go shopping for her yourself, Steve.
I think I might do.
You've better go shopping for her yourself.
I'm glad it's all over though. It's mental.
Yeah,
It annoys me. The whole thing annoys me, and she knows that as well.
yeah.
She should know. What? She still insists on having Christmas once a year.
Well,
Well, I'm you know.
no, but well, anyway, what did you get?
I can't think what you bring to the relationship, Carl. I don't know what it is she's getting from you in this relationship. It's like she's
I
doing
think
all
we
the
know.
work. Well, yeah.
80 times. Oh God, Carl! I love it. You're brilliant. I know what she's getting. He's the.
What though? He's not thoughtful.
No, but he's thoughtful. It's the best he can do with the brain he's got. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
He's doing his best. He's absolutely doing his best. There's no.
He's working at the limits of his powers.
Do you know what I mean? Though he's done as well as he can with what he was given.
Sure.
Yeah,
I
and that's admirable.
Yeah.
It's like, I think he's done better than you'd expect. I bet his teachers didn't even think he'd get this far. Do you know what I mean?
What? Find a girl.
No, well, yeah, a job, a girl.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Clothe himself. He's done really well. What do you think, Carl? You think you've done well?
I think I've done alright compared to some of my mates.
What are they doing now?
Probably not that much. Do you know what I mean? Mrs. Matthews said I wouldn't be an high flyer. I think I'm doing alright.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I have a holiday every year. Got somewhere to live and that.
Yeah. Got a new flat, haven't you?
Yeah, so...
So where are they then? The condoms? Did she show them to her family and friends?
No,
Take them into work. Look what
I'm
Carl's got.
surprised she told Ricky, actually. I was a bit disappointed in that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't go shouting around.
Well, she was
what
so
I got.
excited, Carl. Clearly, she was just so pleased.
Pilkington, a regular Santa Claus.
I'll leave it
Any?
now, I'll leave it.
Oh dear. So Rockbusters.
Rockbusters, first one of the year.
Do you want to explain it? In case we've got
just
some
in
new
case some
listeners.
new listeners.
Might have. You never know.
Unlikely.
Chance to win some stuff. I give you like a cryptic clue and some initials, and it sort of makes up a band. So an easy one that we did at the start was an exploding pet, AK, atomic kitten.
Yeah.
Right, that's how it works. So there's 3 of them. It's email only. You email in ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk, and you win all that stuff Steve was talking about. Right, first one. £42 for a torch. £42 for a torch, that's a bit pricey. That's D. Right?
That's D.
Yeah,
So
right.
just give us it. Give
Write
us it
that
again.
down. So £42 for a torch, that's a bit pricey, isn't it?
A little bit of enhancement.
Yeah.
Digging up his throat. Oh,
Okay,
God.
that's
So
D.
that's D. The second one, he'll fit some chocolate to your feet.
Say that again.
He'll fit some chocolate to your feet.
Is that he will fit some chocolate to your feet? He'll.
Yeah.
He'll fit some chocolate to your feet.
And the initial there is A.
That's A.
Yeah, and
fit some chocolate to your
the third and final one, do you think your kid will get that strawberry for me?
Do you
Right.
think? Say it again.
Do you think your kid will get that strawberry for me? That's WP.
Right, now, I'd just better warn people. You really got to get into the mindset of Karl here. These are not real cryptic clues. These are not cryptic clues that you do in the Guardian or the Times crossword. There's usually something wrong with them. It is usually, what's the word? Completely change the word in order to make it fit.
Yes.
Often. So just be careful. Don't be surprised.
Exactly.
Okay.
Do you want to give us them again very quickly?
Alright, first one, 42 quid for a torch. That's a bit pricey, isn't it? Alright, that's D. Second one, he'll fit some chocolate to your feet.
Can't think of any. I can't think.
That's A.
And do you think your kid will get that strawberry for me? WP. Right, so
Ricky.Gervais at
xfm.co.uk.
xfm.co.uk. Some great prizes to be won.
yeah.
Richard Ashcroft, Science of Silence. Steve, if there was a record of the week, that would be a record of the week.
You're a big fan, I know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Let's make it record of the week.
Yeah, that's record of the week. Richard Ashcroft.
Excellent.
Science of Silence.
Brilliant.
No one gives us anything anyway. These pluggers, they come in. We get things like homemade bands that they've pressed it in their garage.
Yeah.
You can hear their mum in the background going, "What are you doing?"
Exactly.
Mum! We're recording this for XFM!
Yeah.
104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Karl, what have you got for
I was
us?
just thinking, the irony is, we're the only people on this station, I think, who play their own records, aren't we?
I know.
There's loads of people who do.
Rubbish.
John Kennedy plays what he wants.
He's on in the
Yeah,
middle
but
of the night.
he's on
Zoe
3
plays
o'clock
what
in the
she
morning,
wants.
no
Everyone
one's up.
plays. Zoe, on Drive, she plays some stuff.
What do you mean? What does she play?
Fatboy
Whatever she
Slim,
wants to
probably.
play.
Here's another remix.
You know,
I won't say who it's by.
Christian plays some of his own.
Does he?
Yeah, so
Yeah, but they're probably novelty songs, aren't they, by you?
right, listen, right, yeah, New Year and all that.
He's great, isn't he?
Rockbusters is on the way. We're getting some good stuff coming in.
I have to say, I'm amazed. Every answer I've had so far has been correct. I listen to the clues, I've got no idea. And I know you, Karl, I spend time with you,
Have
I
you
know how you
seen the
work.
XFM listeners? Well, of course they're the same as Karl.
Sure.
Of course they've got the same mindset.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Right.
So what did you do for New Year, instantly?
Well, I cocked it up a bit. Right.
You're joking.
Go on,
You're
here we
joking.
go.
You're joking, mate. Go on.
I went and booked a
You
table.
got the wrong day.
No, right? Booked a table at a restaurant that was shut. Right?
What?
I booked a table at a restaurant, and the one that I called, it wasn't the one. The call had been diverted. So Suzanne said, "Call them up and see what they're serving." Right? Because I forgot to do that when I booked the table. Right?
That's
So-
great,
So
anyway.
because the thing is, right, it's a restaurant in Covent Garden, but they've got one in Victoria. But when they answered and they said, no, Victoria, I thought that was the person who was answering the phone. Do you know how some people say the name?
Right.
Right? So then when I called them up and said, what
You thought he sounded a bit funny.
Right? So,
I'm confused, Karl, but probably not more.
Well, it was
no
a
more
bran-
than you would have been on
Okay,
the
it was
on
a
the day.
branch of a.
All right,
he doesn't,
all
he
right,
doesn't
anyway,
want to give the restaurant away, so he phoned it up. There's one in Covent Garden. They answered the
So
phone.
it's not, the restaurant's
and-
not called No.
No, they said no, Victoria.
Why can't we name the restaurant?
I don't know why.
Are we
It's not
scared-
libelous.
Are we scared that, are you scared people are going to sort of see you in there because it's your regular haunt?
no, it's just that, you got to pay for stuff, haven't you?
Right.
I mean, it's...
Okay, anyway, so you've
I
got...
would mention it before New Year, but it's not...
So
in
did
our
you go all
favour
the
now,
way
is
to
it?
the restaurant to find out that it was closed?
No. What happened is I called
Was that
them
the name
up.
of the restaurant again?
Right, the restaurant's called Christopher's. They've got one in Covent Garden, they've got one in Victoria. He
Right.
phoned up, he went to book, it's a lovely restaurant, I've been there often, I recommend it to him. He phones up, said, "Can I have a table for new," he said, "No problem, sir." Right? And then, Suzanne said, "Oh, you better call up, see if they've got any haddock on the, menu." And he went, "Hello," and they went, "Hello, Christopher's." Victoria went, Victoria. They went, yeah. He went, oh no. That's it, innit?
So then I just said, no, forget it. I'm not going all the way over there. So I cancelled it, right? So then I called up Suzanne and said, look, I've made an error. The place we were going to is shut.
Was she surprised again, or?
So we're not going. So she said, oh, try some other places. And I did. They were all booked up, right? I was fed up anyway. I hate New Year. It's always like this, isn't it? So, I said, look.
You know the common factor in all these stories? You hate Christmas, you hate Christmas, you hate New Year. It is you.
Right?
Yeah.
So I said, I'll sort something out.
Yeah.
So I went to Tesco.
Leave it with me. Went to Tesco's, boots was shut. Got a lovely plate of condoms.
Did you just stay in and play with her Christmas gifts?
Blowing them up. I've done some balloons.
Well, it was. We did stay in. And I watched that thing that, 100 Greatest Moments, which was annoying me. Did you see, there was a nudist on it. You know how I feel about them.
Yeah.
Right? Did you see him?
Man with two knobs.
There was a man with two knobs on it. And a nudist who just like wanders about the house.
But it said and when he visits people, I was thinking, who lets him visit? I go,
exactly, yeah.
But he must go there with trousers on and go, hello, lovely to see you. Can I just pop all these off? Well, not really, no.
And I tell you what annoyed me the most. They had a white sofa. If you were a nudist, you'd get a darker one. Right? So anyway, right. So we ended up watching that. That annoyed me. And then I was tired by about 11, and I said, oh, let's go to bed. And she said, you can't. And that annoys me, the fact that, because it's New Year, you got to stay up. And it's like, well, why? Can't we just... They should bring it forward, so in case you want to...
quarter to 10.
Well, you stay up, and it's like my eyes were dead heavy, and I was like, oh, I want to go to sleep. So just stay up, and then it's midnight, and you go Happy New Year, then you go to bed.
Yeah.
Well, not everyone, Carl. Some people have a little party.
So it's over with anyway.
Yeah.
So, are you 86 years old?
86 on my nerves.
Do you ever enjoy... You never seem to have any fun, Carl. This is what disappoints, this is what worries me. I feel like you're going to die
You're here,
young,
you're here, Carl, with us two. We've got three, as I was just saying to Steve, three of the greatest comedy minds ever in one room, and Steve pointed out, since the goodies.
True.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it should be party central.
Yeah.
So anyway, right, so this is when I spent time thinking of new ideas.
Right.
So that's when I came up with, what did I come up with? Rituals.
Yeah.
This is about, it's good to have a flathead in India.
And just rush past
Just
that
run, yeah.
It's good to have a flathead in India.
Is that it?
Well, what they do is they put wood round your head and sort of clamp it, and the flatter head you've got, apparently the more attractive in some part of India, can't remember. So that's a ritual.
So I don't know where to start with this.
No.
Well, leave it. We'll be doing that. Well, we've done it.
So that was the first
week.
one, wasn't it?
That's for this week!
Right. We've also got Do We Need 'Em, which we carried on from last year, which is finding out, what animals we need in the world, which ones we can get rid of. I'm talking to experts and that, finding that out. We're doing Rockbusters, that's underway, we're getting emails in. And, War do you think of that then?
War do you think of that then, of course?
I love this, that he treats this show like it's a checklist for what he's got to pack for holiday.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? He just goes, sun cream, yeah. It's all like, it's done. Look at his face!
No, but I try and come up with stuff that people will remember and go, that's interesting, I'll tell my mates that in the pub. Another one I'm thinking of doing, do you know the film Around the World in 80 Days?
Ooh.
Around the World in 80 Gervais. And what I do, I give you like little things, like little bits of information about countries, so that if you go, you'd go like, oh, I don't want to go there.
It's a terrible thing to say, and I apologise. I can't think of the PC word for it. But I think Carl is slightly retarded.
Yes. I was just thinking the same, yeah. Yeah. Is there something we can do about that?
Just play a record, just keep the...
Could we get ourselves registered as a charity?
I think so.
Badly Drawn Boy, Born Again.
On XFM, 104.9.
I was just looking to see if that's a new single. It looks like it probably is, Rick, if that's of interest to you.
It's a new one.
Yeah. There we are.
So, well, first of our regular features with Carl, we've got Rockbusters, that's rolling. There's people coming in, they're getting them right. I don't understand it myself.
Well, as ever, Rick, you'll be amazed and confounded.
So I don't know the answer, and I haven't looked at the answers. I just like that moment. It's like when you go down Christmas and you're excited about a present, and it's like some condoms. You know what I mean? Well, I love that.
Yeah, that moment.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's going to top that next year.
I don't know how he's going to top that. All I can think of is some corn plasters. Right.
It's alright, love, the batteries are included.
Got you a pumice stone. Right, now, do we need them?
Do we need them? It's something we started a few weeks ago. We're always talking about animals and insects and that. And it's like, you know, if you took an animal out of the world, would we have problems? Right?
Would it make any difference?
Yeah, would it make any difference?
We
That's
did
what-
jellyfish last time, didn't we?
Yeah,
We sorted that out.
The woman said we've got to keep them.
We do need them, because turtles eat them.
Yeah. So, I've moved on. Octopus.
Do we need the octopus?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
I'm working through a load of animals, right, that, and finding out whether we need them or not, right?
Right.
Because, like, jellyfish, to me, I'm a bit puzzled by them. I don't really know why we need jellyfish, and I spoke to some
Turtles
expert.
eat them.
What?
Turtles eat them.
Yeah, I know, but do we need turtles? Do you know what I mean? It goes on and on, doesn't
We
it?
need humans.
Well, you know, I mean, I might get to that bit, but
Yeah.
I need to sort out the animals first. I've got a lot on. So, the thing is, I've left the jellyfish. We know we need them, right?
Right.
So, octopus,
Yeah.
right, I know they're pretty brainy.
Incredibly brainy.
A story that I heard, I don't know if it's true, but there was some science lab somewhere, right,
Yeah.
where they had some octopus in it, and they had some crabs,
Yeah.
and at night, the octopus was, like, getting a bit bored on its own in the dark and that, and they sort of come alive in the dark, don't they?
Yeah.
They like the dark.
Yeah.
And the octopus had its eye on the crabs, and at night, when it's dark, it was getting out of its little cage, crawling along the floor, getting in the crab's cage, getting them out and eating them.
I don't doubt it. We put jam jars with the lids on with crabs in, and they'll open the jam jar and...
You're joking?
Yeah.
Even I sometimes struggle with them.
Yeah, we don't do it... you don't do it really, really tight, but...
Oh, right, so they're not that clever then?
Well, they would, if they were strong enough, they'd open it, but they're just not that strong.
Oh, that's mad. Right, I also know that if they get hungry, they eat their own legs.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They're deaf.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Yeah,
I mean, they don't live very long.
They can squash themselves into small jugs.
Oh, yeah, they can go in a demi-john through the narrow neck and that.
Why do they need to do that?
Because they're the sort of crevices and holes that they're hunting for crabs and things through.
So, would they be better if they were smaller? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's...
Yeah. But octopus then, if Noah said to you, you know, we're having a clear out,
Yeah.
we've got too many animals to look after and that in the sea, taking up too much room,
Right.
do we need them?
I think there's other less useful things in the sea than octopus. Limpets, they could go.
Limpets?
Yeah, they just sit on a rock and do nothing for 50 years.
But they're not getting in the way then, how big are they?
Oh, not very big.
Yeah, you see, I might come round to them, but I never think, oh, you know, I'm sick of seeing these limpets. Whereas octopus, you know, crawling about, opening jam jars and that.
You'd never see them though, they're really rare.
Well,
We get 2 or 3 caught a year, it's quite amazing.
do we need them?
Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah.
Well, we'll just have to keep them then.
I love that Carl can confuse the scientist.
Yeah. Yeah, because all systems of logic break down.
I know,
Everything they've ever
even the
learned.
scientist was going, well, get rid of limpets.
Yeah, yeah.
That
Now,
is
who
brilliant.
was that guy?
I think his name was Chris,
And where was he from?
in a place called Megavissi, where I went one year.
Megavissi.
And is he he's a scientist, is he?
I think he's got a fish shop or something like that.
He's got a fish shop.
No, he doesn't.
Well,
really-
like an aquarium type place.
Oh, right.
So,
A fish shop.
It wouldn't
fish and chip shop.
It wouldn't be past him that he, a Winkle store. He's got a Winkle store at Poole Harbour.
Yeah, that's an expert.
Oh dear.
but what have you learnt from that then?
Well, that we don't know whether they're deaf or not because the scientist, the bloke in the chip shop, couldn't confirm it. They eat their own legs. Think of
That's
that,
a bit weird.
isn't it?
They
That's
eat their
weird.
own legs.
Eat their own legs if they get hungry.
Right.
And they grow back, don't they?
I think so. Yeah.
If you eat one, they'll grow back.
Yeah.
And Yeah, you can put them in little jars and that. If you wanted to.
Yeah.
It's just a bit weird, isn't it? It's like, no, but do you know, like, you know, people have a go about being cruel to animals and that, but what he was saying there is, right, what they've watched an octopus do, they've got hold of a crab, right, so that'll be being stressed out because it's out of the water.
Yeah.
They've then stressed it out even more by putting it in a jar,
Right.
which he didn't like, and then an octopus is crawling about on the jar,
Yeah.
and the crab knows that the octopus wants to eat it, right,
Yeah.
so then it's having more frets
Yeah.
because of that, and then they let the octopus eat it.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty.
Do we need crabs?
Do them next week, yeah?
Well, I want to sort out snails first.
Right. What's your pitch with snails? What do you know about snails?
I know that bats eat them. They can sleep for 13 years.
Right.
Oh, he does.
Can you believe that?
Okay.
He said to me, snails can sleep for 13 years. And I went, right. He went, thing is though, if it was a scientist, and he was, you know, he was looking at it, and he put it in a quiet place, it might well doze off. He said it wouldn't be the same if it lived on the streets. And then we went on to a whole thing about homeless. He wants to do a game show with celebrities being homeless for a week.
What do you think?
Actually, I've got to say, that's not bad at all.
It's not bad, is it?
No.
Right, do you know how, like, Lenny Henry went to the jungle?
Yep.
Right? And you've got, who else did it? John
Lovely on his own.
made slippers out of a bra. Right? So I'm thinking, like, get a celebrity and say to him, no, just because, I'll tell you why, right? I'll tell you why all this came about. When I was walking back from that Christmas meal that I bought my girlfriend for 150 quid.
Lest we forget.
Right? I was walking down Mortimer Street and there was an homeless fella there and it was like, oh, you know, it's really, really bad. But the weird thing is, it was about, I don't know, probably about 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
No, about 9.
Right.
And he was asleep. And I just thought, do homeless people ever think, do you know, I think I'll have an early one tonight? Right, that's what got me thinking. It's a bit weird, the whole lifestyle of it, the fact that he had an early night.
The fact, what, if it's a bit weird that he's sleeping not in a home, but on the street?
No, it's just that if
It's interesting.
If I was homeless, I'd probably stay up quite late, because it's not nice. Do you know what I mean?
What are you talking about?
Just being homeless isn't a good thing, is it?
No.
People forget how bad it is.
Yeah.
Right.
But surely sleeping gets you out of reality. They sleep because they're tired, they can't sleep very well, so they need all the sleep they can get.
Yeah, but sleeping's nice if you've got a nice big bed.
What, you think they can go, I'll stay up, I'll go to bed at 2, I'll go straight to sleep and I'll pop up at 8 when the alarm clock goes off?
Well, that's just what I was thinking, right? So, I was thinking how bad it is, and it's, you know, especially this time of the year, you know.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's the
really
worst thing.
And to sort of give it some publicity and get a bit of help behind it, get celebrities, someone like Phil Mitchell, maybe, off EastEnders, who's a big fella, he can look after himself, put him in a shop doorway, have some cameras set far away in a building or something, they can film him, and it's up to him how he raises money for food to eat.
He could sign autographs.
Well, they wouldn't know him though, would they? Because you never look at a homeless person.
You get, what's her name? Gail Porter.
Yeah.
Gabby Roslin.
Right, yeah.
Narinda from Big Brother.
Yeah.
Who else would do it?
I got a game show
Les
idea
Dennis, I reckon,
I
do
got
it.
a game show idea called On the Game. And, what happens is, you get Narinda from Big Brother.
Sugarcane by Sonic Youth on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Go on, Karl. What's next? Are you going to do your war feature? What is it called?
What do you think of that then?
You do that now?
It annoys me a bit, right? Because we said before Christmas that we'd come back with new stuff.
Yeah.
Gave you a title to work on, that Ridiculous.
Right.
You came in today, I said, have you sorted it out? You say no. Steve, you're having a go at me for wanting to get music out of the library for you.
Yeah.
You haven't got any new ideas.
Sure.
But you're dissing mine.
I'm not dissing yours.
Well,
I'm a massive fan of them.
Good vibe off you.
Oh, I think that's very harsh. I just asked you when were we going to have war, do you think of that? I'm a big fan, I'm excited.
Well, it's not that good, to be honest with you.
Well, I disagree, it sounds brilliant.
Right, well, it's It's a bit of a tweak of Educating Ricky. Just some information on wars.
Yeah.
Okay.
World War II.
World War II, alright.
The world champion chess player. He helped someone out in the war.
It's the detail I like.
No, he
You know, it's nearly a history programme, isn't it?
I was watching those repeats of The World at War.
Yeah.
That were on in the mornings, you know, incredibly
Did
detailed,
you
but
lot-
they've got nothing on Carl.
Did you write a lot of that David Sharma series?
He was able to use his skills that he has to play chess, because apparently chess is all about probabilities of like where a piece will be put.
Right.
And they got him in, and they said, "Can you help us out?" He said, "Yeah." And he said, "Right, where should we like?"
Hitler has just moved his queen.
So that's a
He
fact.
sent in a bishop that ran diagonally through the troops, knocking them over.
Sorry, wait a minute, Carl. So they got a chess
Sorry,
player in.
that's it.
Well, yeah. It's just like, oh, what do you think of that?
Again, that's not a story.
But it angers me that he says that I'm down on the ideas when I mean, that's beginning to shape up as quite interesting. I thought you were going to tell me which battle or which event
World War
was
II.
you.
World War II.
There's not a battle.
But which bit of your World War II?
Like the middle bit.
There's 6 years worth.
Yeah, well, probably about a bit in.
Guessing.
I thought, let's...
Guessing.
Well, alright, yeah, there is a bit of guesswork, but it doesn't matter.
But that could have been an interesting thing if you told me it had an impact on the
When you
Normandy
look at
landings.
these things, do you go, bloke wants help chest, oh, I'll use that, and run away from the computer?
No,
or
I
run
read
out
it.
of the bookshop?
I read the first line where I get enough information, I just think...
What do you mean you read the first line where you get enough information? Imagine if you were someone's defence lawyer, and he was like, he's on death row, and went, I don't think he did it.
Yeah.
I read the first line, I didn't read the file
It's
completely.
He was in a hotel in Texas, right? Go on.
It's enough.
Oh, some other
It's
stuff.
enough,
He
it's
definitely
enough,
didn't kill it.
it's enough, it's enough.
And
Yeah,
I
that's
just thought
interesting.
they always take ages on deciding where to go. It's just like, but there's a better
I
way.
don't know what you're saying now, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it takes-
Actually
when-
don't know what
when
you're talking
people
about.
play chess, they take ages to make the move. So I'm just thinking, there's probably a quicker way
Of what?
than finding where a boat is, than getting a chess player in.
I don't know what you mean now.
Alright,
Are you talking
well,
about
I'll tell you what,
battleships now?
They should have got an expert battleships player in.
Right?
yeah. What, Carl,
Right,
what?
forget that one.
Or
then.
someone who's
No,
really good
I'm not being funny, but what is that? What are you telling me there?
Someone who's really good at risk. They should have brought them in.
Yeah, Cluedo.
Right,
yeah.
Another fact.
Oh,
On,
that's enough then, is it?
Well, they use expert Cluedo players, but the police use
Oh,
expert
they
Cluedo players.
do use, yeah.
If ever there's a murder in a country house,
Do you think they use that old Chinese fella, on the front of, Mastermind?
Mastermind, yeah.
Yeah, for logic problems. The Enigma code was broken by top Mastermind players.
Exactly, yeah.
Right, second
And a guy
fact.
who had a couple of rounds of Yahtzee and done very well.
Second fact about the war.
They, for engineering, they use a lot of Jenga players.
Absolutely,
to
and whenever
do it.
they want
Will
to-
the building collapse? Oh no, let's pull this, let's see.
If
Yes,
they
it
wanted
will.
to identify,
What are you doing?
if they wanted to identify spies,
Yeah.
bring me the champion of Guess Who.
Was it a woman with glasses? No, right,
Has
sit
he got
down.
a beard? Is it Bernard?
Right, Carl, sorry,
Right,
go on.
Another war fact. So
Go
you're
on.
saying it's rubbish, but look, you love that.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Second
you're
one.
absolutely right.
The first bomb that was dropped on Berlin,
Yeah,
it didn't kill a person, but it killed an elephant.
I think that's true.
That is true.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the last one.
Is that all you know about that? See, that's interesting, isn't it?
But
was
that's
the-
enough.
But no, it's not
not
though. Because
enough.
I mean, listen. Most people want to go. Oh, what was the elephant doing there? Did
Well,
it land
it's
in a
either-
zoo? Was it a pet?
Oh.
Was it a lost elephant? Did they aim at the elephant? How did it kill it? Did
Was it
hit it on the
Hitler's
head?
favourite elephant?
yeah, was it Hitler's favourite elephant? Did it then have one ball?
Yeah.
I mean, these are the things. Why didn't he catch it with his trunk?
Did it have an effect on German morale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Yes.
elephant is kaput.
Oh, Jumbo! I don't want to fight anymore!
Cheering breaks, painkiller on XFM. Carl's getting a little bit stressed, aren't you?
No, I just, got to keep focused, got to keep the show good and that.
Yeah.
And in the
Yeah.
new year, the idea was come up with some good snappy stuff.
Yeah.
And today I just think it's been a mess with you, to be honest. I mean, this is the sort of thing I'd prefer to do after the show as the producer.
Yeah.
But...
Do you know what? I think it's a discipline problem.
Is
I'm
it
not sure Ricky's got any.
because I just put sellotape on your head?
Well, that's a bit to do with it. But just, you know, let's just focus
But
on...
I didn't put it when there was any hair on your eyebrows. I put it across your forehead.
Right. What do you think of that, then?
Yeah.
We've got one more bit left.
Brilliant.
One more fact. The French, right, when they were at war,
David Sharma, I just imagine him just introducing it. Amazing.
Which war was this?
it was still the World War,
One or two.
World War
Go
Two.
on, it's 50-50, go on. Yeah. yeah.
Right, World War Two, what the French did, everyone needs a code.
Everyone needs a code. Yep.
A code when you're in the army.
This is
and
a Disney song.
that, right? And, you know, to sort of give the go-ahead if you want to go into battle and stuff.
Okay.
Right? So,
Everyone needs a code.
but the weird thing
Game
is,
show.
right, the weird thing
Everyone.
is, do you know what theirs was?
Go on. Do you?
Yeah, I know what it is. It's
So what
bit
was
weird.
the French code?
For what?
To sort of say, right, yeah, go on.
But they had more than one.
on this day.
But I don't know what day it is.
On
All
this
right.
day.
Oh, what? It's like saying, what am I thinking of? What was the battle? What was the...
Okay, so alright, what...
Look at him, look, he's genuinely confused that I've asked this question. Right.
It was...
No! If you ask me a question, ask me the question correctly. What was the code for battle during what battle?
World War Two.
No, that's not a battle. That's a war.
Yeah, it was in a war, yeah.
I don't know what to do. He
Right.
confuses people.
Alright, okay, what was it, Carl? What was the
Yeah,
code?
what
was
are
the
you
French
thinking
code?
of? Right.
John's got a moustache.
What are you talking
My
about?
lungs are gonna burst.
That was a code that the French used. You know, like, I mean, I just think it's a bit daft, right? Because you could come up with that by mistake.
yeah. Two French blokes talking in the trenches, and they see a major walk past, and they go, "Oh, look, John's got a moustache," and they all go and go, "No, I was just talking. What are you talking about?"
Well, the way I don't think that's a good code. I'm not.
I
you
don't
know-
believe it is the code.
No, it is seriously.
And what?
And
It's
would
just
it,
that
would
no
it have
one
been
talks
would it have
about
been
it.
said in French?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But the weird thing-
Guess in. Yeah.
No, but
What?
you see, I can't even be bothered
What are you saying, Carl?
because it's not a very good code. Do you know, like we've talked in the past about, you know, things you don't see, and I said an old man eating a Twix.
Yeah.
If they use that's safe because no one is ever going to see a man having an old man having a Twix.
What do you mean?
Well, use that as a code. Don't use a saying, John's got a moustache, that could crop up. And it's like the war's kicked off. How did that happen? Well, I said John had a moustache. Oh.
Two French folks would never be saying John's got a moustache. Why would they?
Because back then they were fashionable.
He nearly makes sense, doesn't he?
I assume it would have been Jean.
Yeah. No, probably John.
And how would this code have been? I mean, who would have announced
No, I
this
just
to
read
everyone?
it. I read it like that, Steve. That's what was on the internet. This is a code that was used. John's got
But
a
don't be
moustache.
angry with me.
I know, but you're always asking questions.
That's because I'm interested in history.
Yeah. No, you're genuinely interested in bloke, Carl. We'd like to know. I'd like to film you secretly. You know, like they do, like Nature Watch, when they put it in a, like a, you know what I mean, a Badgers sort of thing,
Warren,
right?
yeah.
And they just watch it. I'd like to see what you do, pop around going, I wish I could download the music in your head. Because it'd be, wah, 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 and you see something weird, you go, wah, 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 wah. And then you read that and you go, wah, and you write it down, and that's what comes out. John's got a moustache.
I'd like to see next Christmas.
Imagine the French, right, for their battle cry, for their battle code to know it's going ahead, they're going over the top, is you never see an old bloke eating a Twix. Imagine that.
Yeah, but all these things are things that I think in my head.
Keep them in there.
Do you know,
Please.
like before when I was talking about going out on, Christmas Day,
Yeah.
having a meal on the way back, seeing a homeless person.
Yeah.
And then I think, God, that wouldn't be good. I know, TV show. Right? You can think of things like that. When I saw the homeless fella, then I got talking to Suzanne about when I had to sleep in my car.
What do you mean? Go on.
Let's play a record and come back to any sleeping in the
God,
car.
I can't wait.
Play a song for the
I was watching last night, Carl, on cable TV, 1987's amazing Sign of the Times Prince in concert film. It was dynamite. I thought to myself, how brilliant he is. It reminded me of the gig I went to see last year. He played this tune. It's from the album Parade. Okay, I don't want to discuss whether or not Prince is acceptable on XFM or whether he's a genius. He is a genius. That's the end. That's the end of the discussion. Play the tune. He's dynamite. It's a song for the ladies.
I remember, I'm going to tell you,
That's ridiculous. You see, you say Ricky Gervais doesn't put any work into the show. He's just done that.
I'm
going
going
to
tell Carl some amazing facts from the world of science, nature, politics. 4 are real. 1 is absolutely ridiculous. Cat Stevens from Catch Bullet 4 album, Sitting. Little interesting fact for the nerds. We got it down to 2 songs to do this intro music to The Office. It was that one and Handbags and Cloud Rags. We went for Handbags and Cloud Rags. Interesting, isn't it?
It is a fascinating fact, except of course I still feel we should use that one, except we couldn't, because Cat Stevens' People wouldn't let us. Or it was too expensive or something.
I don't know. We re-recorded Rod Stewart one, because it was too expensive.
I still prefer that one, I think.
Yeah. Difficult. Difficult.
Decisions.
Anyway,
decisions.
That's ridiculous, right. 5 facts. Right, 1 is totally made up. Alright?
Just do 3. 3 and
oh, well there's, okay, right, oh, let's see, what shall I do then? There are more moves,
carefully planned.
There are more moves possible in a game of chess than there are particles in the universe. You can't get any colder than liquid nitrogen. I think it's -273. You can't, and it's impossible to get colder than that. The honey badger has got skin so loose that if you grabbed it by the neck, it could come away from its skin, turn round and bite you out of its anus.
That's ridiculous. Right, Rockbusters then, wrapping it up.
It needs some work, that game, but I see it's got a lot of mileage.
Right, here we go then. The first one, £42 for a torch. That's a bit pricey.
Go on.
That was D.
Yeah.
That was Daylight.
Wait, I thought Delight, and I thought it doesn't work.
second one.
It doesn't work. I actually thought Delight doesn't work.
Second one.
There's no, wait. Dear Light, it doesn't work. It's Delight.
Second one was...
No, Carl, it doesn't work.
Yeah, but if we're going to continue with this feature, you've got to tweak them a bit, right? People have got it. We've had loads of emails, more than ever. So, do you know what I mean? Let them decide. If they don't like it, they won't email in, but they're loving it.
They've all come from the same institution.
Right, go on.
He'll fit some chocolate to your feet. That was A. That was Aerosmith. Right?
Aerosmith. You've heard of a blacksmith?
But a smith is just a workman. It doesn't necessarily. No, you can have anything. You can have a locksmith. A smith doesn't just mean it does shoes.
Right. Do you think...
Aero Cobbler would have worked. Unfortunately, there isn't a band called Aero Cobbler.
Get ready with a winner. Do you think your kid will get that strawberry for me? That's Wilson Pickett.
Wilson Pickett.
Have you got a winner?
I'll give you that.
I have to say that I don't know if these guys have won in the past, but they were the first people to email in. I mean, normally I just give it to anyone, but these guys, literally, you've given the clues, Carl. I'm amazed. Everyone seemed to get Aerosmith. Everyone got D-Light. Everyone got Wilson Pickett. I'm absolutely stunned. You know, they deserve it. They deserve the junk. Prizes. Right. So we'll give it to Jonathan and Louise, who, as I say, may have won in the past, but as I say, they were very, very quick. You've got to beat them if you want to win.
Yeah.
And they're from Wrexham.
Brilliant.
So good luck to them.
So that's
I hope they
that
enjoy Jerry's yoga diet.
Back next week then. Yeah.
See you later.
See ya.